Conclusion here at the Rock, and things are really hotting up tonight. We'll see Turek. Well, they want to get back to the top of the table against a rugby side that's on the rise. Doubleheader on the way. I'm Mr. Maximo. This is the ECSN Gibraltar, and it starts right now.
This European Cricket Network event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software, Paramatch, and Local Lifestyle.
Good evening to you wherever you're watching from around the world. Welcome to another huge night in European cricket. It is night number 7 already here in Gibraltar, and we have 4 more nights of these kind of qualifying matches, and then of course on Sunday we will have a huge day, Super Sunday, 4 finals here in Gibraltar. Also it is finals day in Cyprus as well. So yeah, you can see the players behind me, they're warming up. Some pretty inaccurate throws I've seen so far, so hopefully I'm not in danger. But what I can tell you is that tonight we're going to see Rugby CC taking on Turek. A little bit earlier we had Tyrone Peters with the 2 captains. Let's see what happened at the coin toss.
Turek to call.
Tails.
Tails is the call. That's a tail.
We would like to back first.
So Avinash Pai wins the toss for Team Turek, and he wants to have a hit. Well, no surprises there. We know that they have a powerful batting lineup. Might see a few kind of different faces in the lineup tonight, and I wonder kind of what Avinash's strategy will be. Will he go back to the top of the order? Don't forget, he started his tournament pretty well, cracking an 80 on opening night. But what I can tell you is that Rugby CC, last time we saw them, they looked to have gotten their tournament moving, and Ian Latine, well, there were signs of life from him with the bat. I wonder if he can continue that against some pretty good opposition tonight. Also for Turek, Louis Bruce back in the lineup. We finally got him out of the commentary box and down from the slopes. Of course, he was skiing last week at one point. Let's talk about conditions tonight in Gibraltar. I can tell you, beautiful night. Light breeze seems to be kind of behind the bowler at the moment, but I don't think that'll affect things too much. We know it can get pretty windy here on the Rock, but right now it's pretty pleasant. It's 17 degrees to get the night started. Well, I'll be taking you through the first one. Corey Rucker's standing by in the studio a little bit later on, but now let's get ready for the start of night number 7. It's a clash between the 2 red teams here, and I can tell you that Turek, they're going to bat first after winning the toss.
So good evening from the commentary box, and you can see the last remnants of sunlight on a beautiful day here in Gibraltar. This is Wednesday, of course, midweek, hump day you might say, but there's been certainly a lot of action. I was watching a bit of Group B in Cyprus earlier on today. Fighters having a fight on their hands, but right here we'll have a look at Turek and Rugby shortly, but let's go back to last night, Pirates and Sloggers, and their Sloggers certainly been one of the form teams so far. That's despite some underachieving from some of their players like Kenroy Nestor, but Kenroy came good at the right time, didn't he? 51 off 23 and got the Sloggers home. That's after the Pirates got in a pretty decent position. Harry Pyle compiled 48 in the first innings of that one. Matt Williams continued his good run, 3 for 7, but yeah, Kenroy couldn't have hit a beach ball early in his innings, but by the end of it, he was whacking everything, looking very dangerous, and he got the Sloggers home in the end. No one was really required except the openers, though, for Sloggers in the second leg of the doubleheader. Henschel and Rimmer whacking 143 off the 10, and absolutely no wickets in the first innings for the Pirates, who then lost all 10 for 61. Lamond with 13 not out, the only player to get to double figures, except for extras. There were a bunch of those. Bakari in amongst the wickets and lost a bit of claret for his side as well last night. So that's how things look. Remembering that Sloggers and Pirates, they both started the night on 8 points last night. You can see how quick the Sloggers jumped. They jumped above Turek actually, and now Turek will want to regain that top spot by the end of the night, I'm sure. But Rugby CC will have some other ideas. Rugby CC, a single point out of their first night of action. They took 6 out of the 8 the next time we saw them. And of course, the top 4 out of 5 will make finals on Sunday. Let's have a look at the 2 teams then. Turek with no Lorne Burns in the lineup for this game at least. So Avinash Pai listed to open with Louis Bruce. They've opened together a lot, and that means that Hillman's at 3, Horrocks at 4. Mapuru, who we saw last night in the commentary box, he's listed at 5, and don't forget he's coming off his first ever ECN half century. For Rugby CC though, Joey Marples, he could use a few runs. He's been pretty decent behind this time. Latine though, he is a bit of a weapon. Adateo though, he's listed at 5. I'm sure they'll open him. I think he's been too good at the top of the order to leave down there, although you never quite know with these teams. They are kind of shuffling the deck from time to time with the order. So Tarek, they start 2-1 favourites. That kind of makes sense to me given their performances so far in the tournament. So both the teams similar strips tonight. Probably noticed that. Louis Bruce, it's been great to have Louis in for a couple of games in commentary, and he's standing next to Joe Marples there, the Rugby CC keeper. Joe's done a bit of commentary as well in the internationals last year. He's here with Charlie Hunt. Now, it's been quite interesting. Rugby CC, they've had these kind of, I'm going to call them the slow bros, Sukhjit Singh and Nikhil Advani, who are opening the bowling for them and typically doing a really good job, just not giving any pace for the openers to work with. So let's see how they handle it. Now, I thought Avinash might open, but they've gone for Louis Bruce and the keeper, Alex Hillman, to open the batting. So that's an interesting one for me. Hillman's a very, very capable opener as well. Avinash not batting yet. That was just to practice. Yeah. Maybe just waiting for the clock to tick over. According to my watch, we're 6:45 local. And we're good to go. Yeah, so if you're a fan of red and white and black, you're going to enjoy tonight's proceedings. Anyway, here we go. Louis the Bruce, the Prince of the Rock, to open up. Gets big full top first up, and he can't get it past Ramage, who almost had a heart attack bowling there first over the other night. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so see this is a no ball actually first up for waist high. It's called straight away at square leg, so Louis will get a free hit. Always nice to start your evening. This is it. And Louis Bruce, a guy we've seen come of age in the last couple of years, get some pretty good opposition as well. Currently studying in the UK, but certainly still tied to Gibraltar in a meaningful way. Louis hits and runs this time, and that is Big Teo, Adateo Ataloya. He's been brilliant with the bat so far. Missed out the first game, but since then, he's been very reliable. I want to say a quick hello to everyone on the chat. Hopefully you had a great day. Winnie Sander here, Mr. Maximo for ECN, and you can see that Dave B's in there as well as Mark Flott. And the robot chimed in early tonight as well. And Shane Taylor. Looks like Dylan Taylor fan there, I think. Hillman times this nicely off his pads, but finds Advani. The other half of the slow bros for Rugby CC. Also want to say hello to Cosmic Nana, who's watching from Texas. Jeff Mobbs is in there. Anna Chowdhury. John Gray. Crew watching from the UK. And anyone I've missed, welcome to the broadcast. Let's get that interactivity going. Again, right on line from Sukhjit. He's had a good series so far. Also more than useful with the bat. There's Latine. Interesting that he's fielding down the ground early on tonight. We've seen him kind of at deep square leg. I think it's to do with the wind as well a little bit sometimes where he fields. Two right-handers. Feels like that down the ground's a good spot for him. This one keeps down a bit. We have seen that happen from time to time on this pitch. Just be a single. Expected score here in the mid-120s. Probably no surprise. But no Lorne Burns in the lineup. Like I said, that affects them in a big way. They won't have him with the bat. They don't have him with the ball. I'm not sure if he'll be able to play in the second match tonight. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Of course, players in this part of the world always juggling their work commitments and personal commitments. It's the nature of the game. Last ball over. Not a bad looking shot, but Bruce will get 4. Well, a little bit surprised there because Latine was hovering, but Louis, this is almost like one that went down the downhill slopes. Very straight Latine, and really didn't have a prayer on that in the end. So Tarek do get a boundary out of the first over. It's 9 without loss after 1 as we tick down to the ECL. Of course, Calpe Giants will be representing Gibraltar in that. They'll be in Group G, the Champions League of European Cricket, the ECL 24. Will start on the 26th of February. And if you want to do it in month-day format, it's 1 month and 2 days away. Can't wait for that. Corey will be back with us for that as well. In fact, Corey, again, will be covering me in the second game from the ECN studio. Plenty of preparations going on for that ECL at the moment. The 4th edition, as Advani does come on as predicted in over number 2. Hillman faces up. Another handful toss, but this one comes down. That's had a lot of drop in it, and you can see why I'm calling them the slow bros. You tend to think of opening bowlers being all fire and brimstone. Little lollipops here, but they're well located at Varney. Totally fools Hillman. It's a bit more normal, but no run. So now Avinash Pai has been pretty unselfish in his approach, trying to give chances to his teammates. Notice that's good leadership. See when they still are in a good position. This time Hillman gets one that slants in, and it's going to run away for 4 runs, and Hillman gets his first boundary. This one was a bit more in his zone. Didn't have to reach for it. See their scrambled seam. Takes a bit of a chance going leg side, but at that pace, about it should be fairly confident of making solid contact, which Hillman does. This one doesn't get anything. It's a tight run from Bruce, but he gets there because of some good backing up. This is a wide, so it didn't take anything on the way through. I thought it might have just grabbed a little bit of the pad. That's what Advani's saying. And if I could describe the expression of his face, incredulous, I suppose, is what I would say. Hello to Wayne. Good to have you with us. Bruce goes inside out this time and strikes it nicely towards the lighthouse. Cuatro carreras. Advani leaves that one hanging outside the off stump. And here, the youngster Bruce, haven't really seen too much of him with the bat in this series. We saw him in the first game opening, but then in the middle order. He was captaining actually the first night of the tournament. That's a nice shot. I want to say quick hello to Jules, who's watching from the UK as well. Nice to have you with us. Wow, well, showed all 3 stumps there. Bruce backed his eye to hit it, but he only just hit it. There's been plenty of these balls that have kind of shot through or not bounced as much as the batters predicted. You can see Advani again. Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. That would have hit the middle of middle. Bruce forced into a defensive stroke. Now charges at it, but doesn't really find the timing. So yeah, the lack of pace working pretty well at the moment. Advani, not quite as cheap as the first over, not far off. 11 come off that one, and Tarek 20 without loss after 2. Looking at the table, Tarek were on the top, but Sloggers leapfrogged them last night, like I said, but Tarek have the right of reply. These 2 teams eyeing off a spot in the top 2, even Rugby CC, 2 and 2, but you know, with a good night tonight, they could even go past Tarek, so you know, those things can change pretty quickly. Don't forget the bonus point system in play as well now, so 4 points are on offer every game. A comprehensive win will get you 4, so a regular win will get you 3, comprehensive loss will get you nothing, but if you lose, but you're competitive, you'll get a point out of the match, as will be Sukhjit to come back, and he's going to disappear. This wasn't a good delivery. Don't really know why he's changed his angle to Bruce. He's gone around the wicket, pitches outside the leg stump, and Bruce says, yes, please. This is answer to the question, when's a free hit? Not a free hit. Because Bruce had very little difficulty putting that one away. Tarek off to a very good start here. Leg side Marples has his hands full there, but at least makes the stop. Jules has said in the chat, if you are watching on YouTube, why don't you thumbs up the video? It does help us a lot. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications to let you know when the cricket's on. But let me tell you, it is pretty much all the time here on ECN. Bruce takes it on, goes high and smashes it. Well, there you go, into the concrete fence. That'll bounce halfway back to the middle. Maximo! El Bruce. We played golf yesterday. That's a pretty nice drive there. And crash bang wallop. Pretty correct shot as well from Louis. He was sharing some of his personal experiences over the last couple of days in the commentary box. Good comeback from Sukhjit. Slides this one across, but it doesn't give Louis the air to work with that time. Tied him to the crease. How Louis took up cricket, I won't say was forced, but not far off. He had to teach Mrs. McNally, Christine McNally here in Gibraltar, who said, look, you've got to play cricket. You're too good not to. And he stuck with it. It's one off the inside half of the bat, but it's going to fly towards the boundary. That's 4 as well. So not particularly convincing, but Bruce into his work. 27 off 12 now. And Tariq turning this into a very productive power play. So Louis interested in a variety of sports. That's what we found out. I liked his attitude the other night when he said, someone asked him, what are your aspirations for cricket? He said, my aspirations for cricket are similar to everything I do or anything I take up. I just want to be the best that I can possibly be. I think that's a very mature and very smart outlook. Right now, this is Gundy with a capital G, and Louis is the best that he can be. He sends this one up into the stands. Maximo bounces out, and it's a long chase for James Munden, who's into the lineup tonight. Well, mind the windows. That was asking for trouble, though. That's the thing with this kind of bowling. When it's effective, it can be really effective, but the batters get on top. They're kind of limited in their tools that they can counter with. It hasn't been particularly accurate so far from Rugby CC. Nice ball, the power play coming up. 142 according to the expected score. This one pitches outside leg stump again, and it's summarily dispatched by Bruce, who goes large. Well, Louis the Bruce is lighting up the rock here in the first 3 overs of the night. And big, big trouble at the moment with Tariq winning the toss, batting, and putting on a show so far. It's 49 without loss after 3. Pretty healthy power play, like I said. First one was single digits, but the last 2 overs were anything but. In fact, that one went for 29. Well, almost supersonic stuff. From memory, I don't think we've seen a supersonic over yet in Gibraltar, so that's about as big as it has been. I know a lot of our viewers really enjoyed hearing from Louis, and we also had Kabir Mimpuri in last night as well. He's also turning out for Tariq. Don't forget, Kabir came off his first ever ECN half century the other night. He talked quite candidly about the motorcycle accident that put him out, and he hadn't played for several years, so it really meant a lot to him to get that success. Ramage, well, he's going to get a top edge here. There's 3 fielders all coming together, but in the end, it's going to escape all of them. It's well stopped in the end by Zach Simpson, who runs back. It'll be a long 2, but it would have been a bit of luck for Ramage first up. Now, he was in the hot seat the other night against Bavaria. They needed 4 sixes to win, and it went 6-6-6. Thankfully, not a 6, as far as Rugby CC were concerned. The classic Bermuda Triangle, keeper and the 2 infielders behind the keeper with a prayer. This time Hillman just flicks it away as well, and it's going to be gone. So it's a nice bit of catching out there with Advani in the right spot at the right time. Hillman seemed to time it really well, but picked out the fielder, barely had to move, and Tariq do bring up the 50 in the 50 partnership, but Rugby CC have something to cheer about. Tariq 51 for 1, it's flicked away, and Advani, you can see he took it maybe 2 meters inside, and that's a nice moment for him. Rugby CC We're hoping that's a turning point. Now, Kabir does go up to 3. We were just talking about him, so I've got my 2 co-commentators from the last couple of nights out there. Kabir, I know more for his off-spin bowling than his batting, but it's a real vote of confidence that he goes in at 3. He made those runs at number 4 the other night. Ramarge, be happy with his result. Has created a couple of chances. Maybe a half chance that went behind the keeper. That one, full chance and taken. How important is fielding here? Very, very important. Apples shouting words of encouragement. Puri, he's feeling confident. You can even see the way he hit that pretty crisply. Confidence is key no matter what you're doing, but especially in batting. Batting's one of those things that when a little bit of underconfidence creeps in, it's like a bit of a poison in your mind. I kind of saw that with Kenroy Nestor in the series so far. But once you get that confidence back, completely different game. Louis goes after this, doesn't time it. Maybe a bit fortunate to get away with it. Sukhjit does the fielding down the ground. Dave's asking, has anyone hit the ball for a conversion? Talking about through the post. I think we had a couple of nights ago, we had a couple. I think it's very hard to tell because we don't really have the best angle on it. Talked about at school that my old coach used to give us a couple of extra runs for a conversion. She could hit it through the rugby goals. Let's have a look at Louis Bruce here. One thing I really like about Louis is he does little things right. He's got the bat in the inside hand. He's looking for the run, and there's absolutely no hesitation there at all. Could probably back up a little bit more, but I love that once he was off, he was off. Ramarge just gets this one to come in a touch and finishes off a pretty good over. Only concedes 6, and he does get the first wicket of the evening. Tarek just slowed down a little bit there. 55 for 1 after 4. Let's have a look at what's coming up on ECN over the next few weeks. In fact, about 3 months into the future here in Cyprus and Gibraltar right now. And Barcelona starts on Monday. Really looking forward to having Georgie Parker as a guest host. I know she's been looking forward to joining us for some time. So Georgie will be with me on Monday. Rico and Corey will feature a little bit in that Barcelona series as well. ECL though, that's the Grand Slam, isn't it? The Champions League coming up, and then you can see in Portugal after that, and to France for the first time. Straight pull this time by Bruce as Simpson has come on. The team fairly straight in that position. There's also the Western Shield in there. Might be wondering what that is. That's actually going to be a first here on ECN in 2024. It's British and Irish Knights versus Team Europe. So kind of the best of the continent versus the best of the British Isles. That's going to be something else. Well, false shot. Marples sees it and he's gone. Well, Mirpuri, who'll be disappointed here, was dragged down a bit by Simpson. I don't think that was deliberate, but it got a good result. You can see Marples just intimating that one swirled around at him. It's not easy when you're under the lid to find that ball. It looks easy on TV, so bit of luck there for Zach. The Duracell bunny just fooling Mirpuri there. Tried to whack it for 6, but didn't pick the bounce. Kabir didn't even bother to look. He said, well, pretty sure that I'm gone. And he was right. He goes for just 2. And how quick this game can change. 56 for 2 in the 5th over. What I will say, though, Whelan getting a shot at 4. Still Avinash Pai up the sleeve. You've got Horrocks in there. He can hold the bat. But showing some signs of life here, Rugby CC. Hello to Twilight. Nice to have you here in the chat as well. Say hello to Christopher Ward. And Tim Reedman, who I haven't said hello to yet. Draw 5 is asking about the progress of cricket in Europe. Well, I'd be curious to see what Dave B has to say about that. Would have been a wide. Whelan hits it. Teo just saying, I'm not going to throw that. I don't want to get in trouble. Even though, let's say Whelan was Usain Bolt-like, the way he went about going for the single. This one's a fraction short. Now Bruce is going to get the result. It's a similar ball, to be honest, the one that got Mirapuri. Bruce smashes it away over the leg side boundary. Yeah, a bit down towards the bottom of the bat, but yeah, good enough. And that one just kept on motoring. Maximo time for Bruce, who moves to 48 now. Within reach of a half century on his return. Bruce also a very handy bowler. This is well run as well. Yeah, check out the wheel in here. He gets a good head start. A couple of meters, and then he feels he's got the momentum to get there. Well judged single. Doing the little things well at the moment, Tarek. Good over from Simpson. He's one of the more improved players on the peninsula in the last couple of years. His over goes single digits, good effort. And at the end of 5, it's 64 for 2. And no Burns in the lineup, as Twilight has noted. We've talked about that a little bit in the night so far. Draw 5 asking about the progress of cricket in Europe. I'll give you my take if you want to speak in generalities. I think you just see it in the numbers. More players, more teams, more matches. Obviously, ECN broadcasting so much cricket. ECN actually broadcasts more than half the cricket in the world. That's a kind of multi-camera setup. That tells you all you need to know. I know the ICC is acutely aware of the growth of the region. In fact, it's probably fair to say that they might have been taken a bit by surprise. By the way, Bruce has just brought up his 50 off 20 balls. Well batted, Louis. Prince of the Rock. Looking good. In fact, he's 50 at halfway, so on track for the milestone. Whelan hits this down to the teen. Just a single. Yeah, so I think that ICC probably maybe taken a little bit by surprise about how quick European cricket's been growing. And we're enjoying our partnerships with the ICC as well. You know, you've got ECN staff now popping up all around the world. So, for example, you know, we're setting the standard in things like integrity and anti-corruption procedures and education to the players. Bearing in mind they're all amateur players, so you know, setting quite high standards, and we're getting plenty of practice here at ECN. So, yeah, we've got officers at the ILT20 right now in the Middle East, for example. Leg by a lot. Wow, how about this for a wipeout? Well, there's a bit of Tom Cruise risky business about this. I would certainly want to see this one again. Oh, Zach, he jumped at just the right time, didn't he, to get out the way. It was like a freight train there. It's as a party now. Rob's been in the chat, certainly making his presence felt there on the field tonight. Bruce, pretty correct shot this time. Partially knocked away by the infielder. For that reason, they'll only get one. There might have been a second there. Yeah, well, Rob, he's trying to make an impact. Twilight's asking why Burns isn't playing. My guess is work commitments here. It's a 6:45 start. One works a little while away, so he might just be having the night off, or we might see him in the second game. But that's the most likely thing. And it affected him when he was playing for Spain as well in the ECC, even in Championship week. This is hit down the ground into the gap, and so Whelan gets the boundary. Ramage hasn't been the worst spell from him, but he doesn't really finish on a high note. Only concedes 14 off his 2 overs, however. Does pick up 1 wicket here in match 13. Tarek after 6, 73 for 2. Yeah, so if any of our viewers want to write a strongly worded letter to Lorne Burns' employer, maybe that'll help. Because, yeah, we love seeing Lorne on the network, but we won't see him in match 13 at least. Dave's got a question if ECN has passed 5,000 matches, but we're not quite there. I think we will. My guess is it will be in the final week of Barcelona, just before ECL. So that'll be something 5,000 matches. And you consider we've only really been doing it full time, if you like, since June 2020. There was one or two tournaments before that. Simpson comes back straight away. Bruce whacks it top of the bounce. Picks out a deep point down there, just a single. Simpson's such an interesting character. Nothing seems to faze him. He just likes to keep it simple. Got a nice action, nice kind of spring about his bowling. Right on cue. He delivers a Gundy ball down the leg side, but like I said, that won't faze him. Hello to Iggy, who's in the chat tonight as well. Iggy, hopefully you're well. Pretty well bowled. Simpson was keen on offering the hands there. It was all right because it was hit straight down the line of Sajit Singh. Yeah, so the growth in European cricket has been quite astonishing. Gone from 17 matches to essentially 1,700 matches in just 3 or 4 years. Fraction short from Simpson, pulled away. Kind of into the gap, Advani. Well, I think that's going to be 4. And, well, Lateen, he was trying to back up, but he did have to kind of trip the light fantastic and stay inside the field to play. And I think we'll see this. The ball hits the rope. I kind of saw what you saw. And the square was in the way. But let's have a little bit of spin back. Yeah, the ball hits the rope. Pretty clear call. Swing and a miss from Lateen. Advani annoyed because it does get to that. Now Bruce picks it up over the offside. Beautiful shot over extra cover. Maximo. Not a bad ball from Simpson. He threw down the challenge. But Bruce is a weapon all around the field. Very good on the drive. Really well struck. Footwork was great. Balance was great. The result was great for Tariq fans, and Louis making his presence felt. No burns, no worries at the moment for Tariq. Oh yeah, again. Despite it being pretty close to the field, it's going to bounce back off the clubhouse. Simpson, tough run at the moment, but he's bowling to a very good player. Simpson even played a couple of internationals for Gibraltar. We saw him in the ECI Portugal early last year. Good to see Julian in the chat as well. Julian, hopefully you're well. They might want to check that ball. Pick the bits of concrete out of it. Last ball, the 7th over. Last ball for Zach Simpson. He doesn't get his man. Bruce seeing them so well right now. It's one of those balls that keeps a bit low, but Bruce is seeing him so well. Didn't bother him, still smashed it. Only 1 though, and he retains the strike. 7 overs down in the first innings of the night. Tariq 91 for 2. Coming up tomorrow, more cricket from Cyprus. Royals versus the Fighters. Kind of battle of the battlers there in the first half of the day. Then in the afternoon, Punjab Lions versus Amdocs. Lions always the force there in Cyprus. And Amdocs, they've really improved a lot in the last couple of years, but you know, can they go toe-to-toe with the Lions on day 9? 2 more days of group action there before Elimination Day on Saturday and then Finals Day, same day as us, on Sunday. Lateen. He's going to get a wicket straight away. Bruce had 0 patience. Premeditated the reverse, thinking Lateen was going to give him something outside off stump, but it hit off stump, and that's a big moment in this game. Bruce was looking good, but right idea, wrong time, really. He just kept coming in, didn't cover with his pads. Even if he did, he was probably going to be LBW. So Louis bats well tonight, cracks 68, but he's going to have to go. Lateen gets the youngster with his first ball, and the score 91 for 3. Interesting, we still don't have Avinash Pai. They're going for Horrocks here. He's pretty capable in the middle order. Lateen didn't bowl earlier in the tournament when the conditions didn't really suit wrist spin. Yeah, but we'll see what Horrocks can do. Horrocks, decent left arm pace. They're expecting him to open up in the second innings. Louis Bruce, also a bowling option. Louis was saying he quite enjoys bowling at the death in these games, but I guess we'll see what he does. Lateen, it's in a good spot again, but Horrocks gets off the mark. yeah, so with things growing so much, it means we're starting to look into new and innovative ways with the production to allow us to be more cost effective, to bring you more cricket, to expose more players and organisations and countries to ECN. And one of those things, ECN Studio, one of those innovations. This one turns into a full toss. Whelan gets a piece of it. He wants two. I think he's going to get it. That's very good running despite the efforts of Advani out there. They do get two. So Corey will be covering the second half of the game for me tonight. We'll be lurking, don't worry about that. So hurries on from the tee. Whelan have to settle for a single. We're excited. It is karaoke night tonight in Gibraltar, and the Blue Crew perhaps going to celebrate the middle of the week in a responsible fashion after the matches tonight. The team's been pretty good with his line here. Clipped away, and Varney finds himself in the action again. If they got two before, they should get it again. That's their reasoning. And yeah, Whelan pretty quick to come back. Two more to Horrocks. You have a look at this score at the moment. Track for kind of 120s. The team bowls a good set though. This goes for 6, and with 2 overs remaining, Tarek 97 for 3. Yeah, so keep the questions coming. Maybe I'll ask the chat. What's the karaoke song we should be doing tonight? Do you have a request? I remember Rhino, our co-commentator, he does 1 or 2 ECS a year. We'll see him in Cartman from time to time. He loves his karaoke. So if you remember back to Sweden last year, he was all amped up. Said Monday night's karaoke. We even took requests from the chat, but when we weren't there, they said, "Oh no, that was last Monday." And they were just closing at 8 o'clock. Advani being brought back. Oh, it's going nowhere. Apples runs into the armpit of Whelan. Advani, this is a bit of a gamble with his kind of bowling in the 9th. You know they're going to go at you. She's got Avinash Pie in the hutch as backup. Advani. Well, now we've got hesitation. Oh, it's pretty close. Is it in time? My instinct was it probably wasn't, but I wouldn't say it's clear cut. Of course, I'm looking straight on. Let's have a look. Horrocks is the batter in potential jeopardy here. I seem to think he's made it. Yeah, umpire says no. I think I agree with him. Get it a little bit slower. Sometimes you get surprised, but yeah, he's in by a fair distance. Not much on the throw. The hesitation almost cost Horrocks his wicket there. Hello to Martin, who's tuning in as well. To have you with us, Martin. Varney gets hit down the ground, but well fielded there by Rob Azapati. Yeah, Rob has been good value in the chat this week. Twilight has a good question about Cyprus. I'll get to that in a second. This is hit square of the wicket, and just a long single. Best throwback, but one's not too bad at this stage. He had a question about Amdocs CC in Cyprus, and are all the Amdocs player software engineers, I won't say all of them, but certainly the majority. Amdocs is a company there in Cyprus, and I'll tell you something quite funny in a moment. Turns this into a full toss, Horrocks, and just jabs it over cover point. He gets 4. Cuatro carreras. Tarek have brought up the 100 in this 9th over, and they want more. Good shot. Kind of picked his spot. He knew there was a fielder out there, but he could also see a big gap over cover. Good batting. Yeah, so sometimes their player list or their selected team can depend on a few things. Amdocs in Cyprus. Goes straighter this time. Doesn't carry to Azapati. Cleans up nicely. It's only a single, and the end of Advani, who goes for 19. Pretty good over there. Just the 1-4 in it, 4 singles. Not bad at this stage. 105 for 3 after 9. So what I was going to say, because it can sometimes depend on how many computers were broken in Cyprus as to the strength of the Amdocs CC lineup. Not sure if it's still that way this time around, but it probably is. So, yeah, every team has a unique kind of story. That's what I love about European cricket. Ramango Simpson and Latine, successful bowlers, and I'd imagine Latine bowls the 10th. He does. Here he is. Horrocks had to hit it, and he did. In fact, he's going to get 4. Well, now's the time to take some chances. It's a strange shot because it's almost like a dancing square cut or square drive. Look, hits it behind point, but what he does really well, he watches it and he times it perfectly. When you're trying to play that sort of shot, you cannot be even a bit off with the timing. So 109 now for Tarek. It's going to be a really good game, you know. Gets a piece of this as well. 1-2 there. Probably was worth a look, with Azapati having to lie down to make the stop. Four to come. I think Whelan's charging. I think he's trying to put the ball halfway up the rock. Yep, he doesn't even get it past the bowler. So that's a good result. I mean, 120 versus 110 looks a lot different, doesn't it? At the moment, what's it saying? 117. Probably takes a dip after that ball. 115 expected score. Whelan gets a piece. Do you go for 2 this time? Horrocks is keen to take it on. Whelan, not so keen. Probably would have got away with that. Well, I know that Horrocks would have got bat. Maybe Whelan's just not feeling the mojo. Thinks that Horrocks is a better option at this stage. And Horrocks is going to have to go. So Latine has been good. He's bowled a lot of balls that have been on their stumps tonight, Ian Latine. Forces the batter to hit the ball. You can't blame the batter there either, Horrocks. He had to go for glory at this stage. So, yeah, pretty interesting contest so far. Latine's been very accurate tonight with that over-the-wrist stuff. And Horrocks, his job's not done yet. As we'll see him, I think, opening the bowling. Probably to Latine. So, probably haven't seen the last of that one-on-one battle for the night. But a nice little cameo from Horrocks, 14 off 9, 111 for 4. Avi says, I'm not too bothered about batting for 1 ball, so why don't we throw someone else out there? Lee Sims. He'll be the next one to try and hit one into the ocean. There's 1 ball remaining. Dave's asking, does Amdocs mean American documents? I mean, that'd be clever, but I actually don't know what it stands for. Maybe do your own research there. All right, well, Sims can be a hero. And he will be swinging as hard as a human possibly can here, I think. Here we go, last ball, the 10. Oh, yeah. Oh, and he's gone. Well, as a party, drops it upwards. I don't know why he's charging at it, because it was always going to carry to him. And, well done to Rob, who not only catches it, he does it with a bit of style. I'm just happy that, well, that's a really good shot of how he tried to take it. I say it was traditional. I was a bit worried it might be ball meets snout here, but as a party, yeah, he says, I had no idea how I did that, but I did. So it's going to be a golden duck for Lee Sims, but it doesn't really matter in the end, as Tarek will finish 111 for 5. So 112 the target for Rugby CC. So don't count them out there. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting second half. Yeah, the other thing is, yeah, the bonus point target will be 78. So, look, there's a lot that can still happen. What they say, all 3 results possible. We've got all 4 results possible, maybe even in this contest between 2 teams, both kitted out in a similar fashion. It was Bruce and Hillman that opened up. Hillman hit that 1-4. Bruce really played some nice shots. He ended up with 68 off 28 balls. And I liked his shot selection here, probably until the very end of his innings. But he also got a bit of help. Sukchit kind of lost his radar a little bit. The slow bros weren't really as effective tonight, although there was a bit of slow stuff that was working. Simpson dragged that one down. Mirpuri just popped it up in the air. Nice catch by Marples. There was no stopping Louis Bruce tonight. He hit all 6s in the innings. All 6 of them. As we saw a bit of kamikaze stuff from Rob Azapati. almost taking out his teammate, Zach Simpson. This is a bit of a funny one, but I don't think that Rugby were laughing as Advani just fumbled that one with a bit of backspin. It went into the rope, and Louis Bruce decided to take on Latine straight away. And Latine has really put his team in the contest with a spell of 3 for 12 of his 2 overs. He was very, very straight. That's what I liked about him. Horrocks, I thought, did a decent job as well. Whelan did hit one boundary, couldn't really get going. Sims, we almost knocked Azzopardi's cap off, but in the end, it'll go down as caught. And Azzopardi likes it, and you can see, yeah, maybe he was saying there was no chance the batter was going to get away with it. So 1-1-1 for 5. Like I said, 112 the target and 78 the target for Rugby CC to at least take a point. But I think they're looking at the whole cake. They don't just want a piece. As we have a look at the scorecard. Nice innings from Bruce. No Burns in the lineup, so Bruce coming back's pretty handy. 68 off 28. In fact, he scored well over half of the runs in the innings. 13 for Whelan, but couldn't really get going. Horrocks with 14 off 9. Pretty good effort as far as the extras are concerned from Rugby CC. Just 4 wides and a no ball in that 10 overs. And we saw how big the extras can be as a factor. In fact, we always see that, don't we? As far as the bowling went, well, I mentioned the slow bros, but they combined for figures of 4 for 57 in this one, Sukhjit Singh and Advani. I think the rest of the bowlers, though, kind of pulled it back. Ramargo, 1 for 14, was outstanding. Simpson did a bit of a job, 1 for 27, but he ran into Bruce when Bruce was getting hot. But Ian Latine, he decides to bowl at the right time. 3 for 12 off his 2 overs, going at only a run a ball. And remember, he also bowled overs 8 and 10. So you can see that there, that Latine certainly has put his team in a position where they could take the win against Tariq. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo for ECN. 112 the target for Rugby. Let's see if they can pull the win out from under the feet of the Tariq side, who are looking to get back to the top of the table. Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo for ECN. We'll have a quick break. Back soon with more ECSN Gibraltar.
This European Cricket Network event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software, Paramatch, and Local Lifestyle.
Buenas noches. Good evening and welcome back to Gibraltar. Great to have your company here on a Wednesday night from the Rock. Beautiful night as well. We've been blessed with fantastic weather. Except for maybe one night, which Rugby CC will remember all too well. This is match number 13, and the first innings was 1-1-1. The Nelson to Tarek. Compiled that score for the loss of 5 wickets in the 10 overs. So, the second innings, 112 will be the target. Of course, if Rugby CC can have a heater and get the 112 in 7 overs, they will take all the points away. As far as the bowling team getting a bowling bonus point, though, they would have to reduce Rugby CC to 77 or less. That's why, in a moment, next to the target, you'll probably see 78, which is the amount that the batting team would need to at least guarantee a point out of this match. But it's, probably maybe 10 over par, I'd say. You've got Rugby CC there with a fair few guys that are able to contribute with the bat. Look at that. This man has been something else in the series. Adebayo Ataloye, Nigerian international, former, and Latine, his opening partner. So you've got them, you've got Joey Marples, who at some point feel like he'll fire with the bat. Anyway, here we go, Avinash Pai. We will see him contribute. Didn't see him bat in the first innings. Probably being used as a bit of an insurance policy. Avinash is kind of picking his moments, and he's quite interested in the development of a lot of the players, not just his own performance. I mean, it's quite selfless, but he is taking that responsibility with the ball. Take on this first over. He's an interesting kind of bowler. It's a lot of what I call kind of back spinners, which is a little finger spin, new little variations. Pie to Latine, good battle. Latine jams down on this and won't get off the mark straight away. Warm welcome back to all of our viewers watching on Fan Code in the Indian subcontinent, and also all of you that are watching on our YouTube channel, ECSN European Cricket Network. Pitches outside leg stump. Umpire has a look, has a think. I like that, but no doubt for me, this pitches to the right of the wickets. Look at where this bounces. Probably was going on to hit, but Latine, it's a smart shot because he knows that he shouldn't be able to be out LBW. I won't say won't be out, because I've seen it happen. You shouldn't be out. Wow, that's a lawyer. Gets funky, spots no fine leg. Well, the fine leg was more of a backward square, I suppose. And Niall Garrett does well to chase that one down. Avinash. Control the women's side here in Gibraltar as well. Kabir was telling us last night. That's a lawyer. Wants a piece of him. Hit and run. And get home pretty comfortably. So you see that 78 in brackets. That's the minimum to get a point for Rugby CC. But like I said, I think they want the whole pie, not just a slice. No pun intended. Latine careful against Avi. I think there might be other bowlers to target. End of the first over. Pretty tight one from Avinash. And Rugby CC 5 without loss after one. 47 matches since the Golden Ball. And we haven't had one in 2024. Cyprus, 4 chances a day, but we didn't get any there today. In fact, we had 3 of the 4 games as bonus point games. And the first one was pretty exciting. We saw it go down to the last ball, essentially. It was the Black Caps chasing 89. They needed 4 off the last ball of the 7th, and they did it. In fact, it was Lovepreet Sandhu that cracked the first ball. He faced to the boundary to pick up a 4-point win over Royals. Royals did manage to get a point out of the following game, but yeah, over there in Cyprus, Group B fighting at the moment. And there's real benefits to finishing first and second in that format as well. Here's Sims. Going to start with a wide. But, let's hope he can get it on target. Yeah, in Cyprus, the top team in the group goes straight to the semis, whereas the second team in the group has to win one eliminator on elimination day Saturday. If you finish third or fourth, you have to win 2 eliminators. So Sims gets this wrong. I think this is going to be called. Yeah, arm goes out at square leg straight away. So it'll be a free hit coming up. First one was wide, second one was high. Yeah, very easy call. I think Ataloya will be pretty annoyed that he put it away, but now he's got a free hit. Oh, wow. Oh, dear me. Oh, Sims almost fielded it without his consent as he fell in his follow-through. A bit like those defenders on a free kick in football these days that lie on the ground, but I think he was there willingly. He was pretty happy it went over him in the end. Oh, down he goes. Oh, Sims under attack. More ways than one. This time it's beautifully struck away. Latine getting into his work, and he puts that one in the back of the net. Goal! Sims just drifting into the leg stump. Organised kind of a shot from Latine. Look at that simple setup, little forward press, and yeah, that's the kind of shot he plays when he's coming into form. He's mentioning that Cyprus tomorrow, they're fighters and royals. 2 important matches as far as who might stay and who might go. Come the weekend, Latine forces this off the back foot, but Mepuri's in the way. They do get through for a single. I know that a few people might have a few food questions, so feel free to fire those up. Ankles into leg stump, straight to the fielder, who has a pop. That lawyer probably saw that wasn't going to hit the stumps. That's why he knew he didn't have to put on the afterburners. Well, in the end, we'll get through for a single. Yeah, we had a lovely afternoon at a place in La Linea, just over the border in Spain. Shorter and a bit slower from Sims. The team pulls it, can't really get the power or the timing he was looking for. There's Bruce out there. He wanted a place called La Chacra. Means the ranch. It was a kind of a good old-fashioned steak restaurant. This is short as well. Ataloya is going to have to go. Never timed that at all. And it's well taken by the fielder, Niall Garrett, who's kind of been in the action a bit so far. Ataloya had the bat speed on it, but just not the timing. And so it'll be a wicket for Sims. And let's not forget, Ataloya has been an in-form player. This will be a really good shot of it. Hits him high on the bat. Just doesn't get it at all. And I've got to say, that's a really nicely taken catch by Garrett. And so that will be the end of the over as well for Sims. Turns out to be a successful one. And the score after 2 overs, 17 for 1. Looking at the table here, I mean, it's still completely open. I mean, you'd say Tarek's done enough to at least make the 4. Sloggers certainly have. But Pirates with 6 matches, 9 points. There's plenty of scenarios where they might end up in 5th place. Bavaria in 5th place currently, and Rugby not too far ahead of them. So, yeah, I like this format as well. Top 2 get the double chance on Sunday. Louis Bruce coming in for the 3rd over. And Louis, when I first met Louis, he was 16 years of age. Now he's 18 and loves playing his cricket. Really fallen in love with the game since picking up as about a 9-year-old. First one's a full toss though. Gets it wrong, Latine. Wow, this has got some distance on it. Lucky that fence is there, otherwise that one's across the road. Maximo! Latine hits this very correctly. Again, there's a little forward press. Louis, not too many bad balls, but that was one of them. That's a pretty big target, that RV or that caravan across the road as well. Better ball. Trying to get some of that variable bounce, which we have seen from time to time. Louis got a very good slower ball as well. The team would know Louis pretty well. They are national teammates for Gibraltar. Here, Dames. Got Got a food question for me. Any empanadas on the rock? Well, I do believe there's a few around. I haven't really spotted any yet. This is going to be straight to the fielder. One runs, one doesn't. Bowler's end is on and gone. And so that'll be a wicket. And it's going to be Advani. He's going to go without facing a ball. I suppose it was Advani's call, but Latine uses his veto power. He saw it, went straight to the fielder, and he just didn't want to risk it. We'll see it here. Advani tries to get back, but he's well short. So Latine frustrated. He loses Advani without facing a ball, and it's the very rare Diamond Derek. And I don't think that many batters like that feeling. It only happened to me once or twice in my career. Advani ran probably 1.5 himself, but there's nothing to show for it. And it's 23 for 2. Well done by Lee Sims as well. I mean, he created that by fielding it cleanly and then assessed the situation, got the ball back to Louis Bruce. Now, late cut. Stab down on that. Latine won't get a run. Joey Marples, the new batter, comes out at number 4. Louis to Latine. If you could get Latine, you'd feel now in an impregnable position. Beats him outside the off stump. All right, Corey's watching as well, preparing hard for the second game, which he'll be commentating from the ECN studio. I've got a lot of good feedback. People are happy to hear Corey back on ECN. Had a few logistical difficulties recently, since November or December, but yeah, forward to hear a bit more of him tonight. And Bruce delivers a pretty good over. He goes for 6, and that was all in the first ball. After that, they got nada. At the end of 3 overs, Rugby CC 23 for 2. And see how quickly it gets dark here as well at the Rock. Big over of 29. That's certainly helped Tarek without those 2 big overs. I think they're looking at probably a score in the 80s or something like that. Looking at the teams for the second game tonight, we've just come in. Still no Burns there. I think it'll be more or less the same kind of a side. Maybe 1 or 2 changes, but you know, Burns, so he has a rest tonight. Again, it is difficult to juggle everything as an amateur cricketer. If there are any big sponsors out there that want to pump some money into European cricket, well, you've come to the right place. Wayne has just mentioned that the Zinger Bales are on, yeah. Don't think we had them at the start of the tournament, but yeah, the Bales, they do light up when they're knocked out of their grooves. Kabir Mirpuri. Unfortunately, couldn't make too many with the bat, but he gets a chance to impact the game with the ball now as he comes on in the 4th over. Oh, that's pretty close. Yeah, that's gone. Hits him on the full, and now Marples is going to have to go. And, well, you can see Mirpuri, he's completely zenned into the moment. Again, tries to sweep a Yorker. It's always tough. Probably thought it might be a full toss, but just dropped on him. Hit him more or less on the ankle. That was a pretty easy decision, really. And, yeah, it goes from animated to completely meditative in the fraction of a second. Unfortunately, well, don't go that way, Derek. You know where you're going. You got to chase Joey off. So, collect the whole set. We've had a diamond, we've had a golden. We've had 3 wickets now for Rugby CC. The score is 23 for 3. John Gray is asking about the bails. All the bails are provided by the host country. So, hey, if they've got the zingers, we can definitely use them. Yeah, I don't think they've got the zingers in Cyprus. So the other thing is, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But it does actually change the interpretation, I think, of when the wicket is broken. Because when you've got those zinger bails, I think when they light up, that's considered the wicket broken, as long as it does result in the removal of a bail. So here's Taylor, lefty. enjoyed when the Gale was going right to left on screen, but it's not really that way tonight. Mipuri breaks through first ball. He'll probably enjoy bowling to a left-hander as well. Kabir. Oh, Dylan falls over but has time to recover and get a single and get off the mark. Yeah, just chatting to some of the players. Kind of remarking about the strips being remarkably similar. They've got different direction zigs and zags though. Can you notice that? Go into that in a second. Latine belts it through the offside and gets a boundary. Good shot. He certainly looks on tonight. He's the kind of guy that could win you a game on your own. On his own. Good footwork, good power position, stays low, stays on it. Race to the boundary. Looking at the, look at the keeper there. He got the top left to bottom right zags, and the batter, Latine, has bottom left to top right. Of course, it's reversed on the back, if it's not confusing enough. Mipuri, I was talking a bit last night about a serious motorcycle accident that kept him out of the game for some time, and he didn't know if he'd ever play again. Clever bowling that time. The team's looking to get forward. And a little bit of the old step over. Bit of the Harlem Globetrotters from Avi and Louis Bruce here. Look at this. Just, that's confidence for you. Having a bit of fun out there. It was always going to be a single. It's well bowled. Guess where you got to beat a Taylor. Taylor's a guy we'll probably see for Calpe Giants in the ECL as well. So it's more in Taylor's zone. Gets one, looks for two here. I don't think the team was really looking for it. Maybe he could have, because he would have had the strike back. As it was, it's just a single and the score at the end of 4. Rugby 30 for 3. Good stop by Avinash, but then he just couldn't really grab it. Good assistance from Louis Bruce to get the ball in. Yeah, a lot of questions about the ECL. And I've got a question. What is new? What's going to be new in the ECL? Well, look, the main thing that's new about this year's ECL is we have 7 groups, and you can see them there on your screen. 7 groups instead of the 6 groups that we had last year. In fact, the year before we had 5 groups of 6. So the 7 groups means that we won't have any off days from the first day of the tournament until the last. Starts on Monday the 26th of February. It finishes on Friday the 22nd of March. We do have a reserve day just in case. We did have to use it a couple of years ago on the 23rd, but hopefully we give away the trophy on the 22nd of March. Well, that's one way to start the over. Sims, like a baseball pitcher in the MLB. It's kind of, it's the batter. No, he's around. Taylor, I suppose he liked the idea of swinging for this, but he was also interested in keeping his head attached to his shoulders. So he says, I'll have a go at the next one. Free hit coming up. Oh, he misses out. Set to that ball, just goes for a single. Yeah, one thing about Taylor, I did mention it the other day, do think he backs away too much. And there's no real reason. This is a wide if he just stands in front of the stumps. Oh, another one. Spears behind the wicket. And it gets through Hillman. And the throw comes back. And they scramble back for a couple. The team just having a word to Dylan there. It seems it's a bit like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That was chopped down almost. Took out the stumps. Another full toss. And this time, Taylor will get the distance maximal. And Sims, almost like he's playing on the moon in a different gravity. Let's have a look at it. It looks pretty high. Is it coming down in time? Oh, yeah. Let's go back one. Let's have a look. It's probably just coming down enough. It's pretty tight, though. But what it will be is 6 runs. Goes offside, outside half of the bat. Taylor survives now. Looking for two. Again, just a bit of disorganisation creeping in on both sides at the moment. You can see Horrocks a bit of the stutters, but he sorted it out in the end. T10 and Taylor certainly capable of scoring at the required rate. Currently about 13 and over required from here on in. And he's gone, and Sims gets the big wicket of Latine. He just couldn't help himself. Went across the line, a ball that clips the outside of the off stump. Well, Sims, really, if he was throwing darts, he's missed the board a few times, but that one's a bullseye, and it's a big moment in the game as well. As Lee gets that one to come in a little bit, and yeah, well, decision by the umpire as well. Quick to get the finger up. And Sims cock a hoop with that. He finishes the innings of Latine for 20. He was looking pretty good with some of those strokes. 2 Maximos and a 4 in there. It was 40 for 4. And remember that secondary target, 78 required to at least get a point out of the game. With Latine gone, maybe you start looking at that as a more realistic target. You never know, though. I mean, Taylor fought hard the other night. This guy looks like he can bat a bit as well. Sukhjit Singh coming in at number 6. Talked about the ECL having a slightly different format this year. ECC has a pretty interesting format as well. Kind of a 2-tiered system now with the ECC containing 22 teams and 10 countries in the feeder competition, the ECCX, based on their performances last year. This will be a wide. Sims noticed this a few times. Got to be careful with his back foot. Yeah, but he's getting pretty close. Something for them to keep an eye on. Clips it, leg side. Avinash could pick up and shoot from the hip. That'll be the end of the 5th over. The end of Sims. Not 2 for 23. Doesn't tell the whole story because he does get the big wicket of Latine in that over, which could be a match winner. It's 42 for 4 after 5. Yeah, so the ECC and ECCX format already, as that word is spreading, it's really energising a lot of countries that are on what I'd call the cusp of being in the premier competition and the feeder competition. How it'll work, there's 22 teams in the ECC, there'll be 10 teams in the ECCX. So the one's ranked 23 to 32. And the top 2 in the ECCX will go up to the ECC next year, and the worst 2 performing teams in the ECC go down. So there's a lot to play for. Also the ECCX trophy. Mipuri to bowl out here in the 6th. Thick edge, and doesn't quite make it to the fielder there at short third. So 69 off 29. I think the difference between the actual target, the bonus point target, is 34. So you can take 34 off that equation if you like. It's 35 off 29 to at least get a point. And that could matter because you know that the bottom 3 at the moment are all kind of neck and neck. Oh, doesn't quite carry, does it? Back to Mirapuri. I'm just wondering where these celebrations are going with Kabir, because he started with 1 finger point at the head, now 2. He's out of index fingers now. Yeah, didn't quite get there. Replay confirmed that. Well, Taylor has a go at him, and he's going to get plenty. Maximo! Well, Taylor there, you'd feel pretty confident that they'll at least get a point, but who knows if he can really get on a roll. Maybe we could see them get the whole thing. And let's not forget Bavaria the other night. Yeah, that was against Rugby CC. They were looking at bonus point, but then ended up just getting on a massive run Now, a bit of luck, outside edge, but well cut off down there in the circle. That'll just be a single. Yeah, so Bavaria, once they got to the bonus point, they said, well, hold on. 5 or 6 big hits and we could do this in the last over. Houghton almost got Bavaria to an impossible victory. 50's up for rugby. Brewery can't quite keep this in front of him. That'll be a single. Wayne's given me a link in the chat, which I'll check out in the break, about a big storm on the way. Well, there's been some crazy storms around the world, actually, recently. This is it out to deep cover, and it means Taylor will retain the strike. Brewery does a good job with the ball, 1 for 17, and after 6 overs, the score is 52 for 4. Oh, Wayne, I'm just checking that out. That does look like a huge storm. That's tropical North Queensland. Now, I hope everyone's safe over there. I know a lot of people in the UK have had some issues with some big storms recently. The weather here has been pretty good. And there was that night too where we saw Rugby CC on the park. And really, that wasn't too easy at all that night. It was against Pirates. Credit to the players. They go out there, they do their job. They know it's not always going to be easy here. Sometimes it's not the wind, but sometimes it's not the rain, but it's the wind here in Gibraltar. Right, 52 for 4. 15 and over for the game, but they need 26 off 4 overs to at least get a point. That's a start. Also stops Turek from getting a point. Twilight's also got a question. Oh, angled away nicely. And in fact, that'll go all the way. It's perfect placement from Taylor. He's showing he's not just a one-trick pony here. This is an occasion where, again, it does back away a bit, but instead of trying to whack it, he just deflects it away and finds the gap and finds 4. Twilight is asking, would the Kartama boundary increase? Is it happening in ECL? I don't think so. It's a bit of a rumour. I've heard it swirling around. Well, number one is you can't do 10 metres because on the sides you'll be in the jungle. So there's that. Oh, tight one. They get home. Hey, look at that. See, that happens quite a bit with the zingers. That's why it probably won't hold up in a court of law. Yeah, there is some talk maybe for the ECC. I don't think it'd be that much. It might be 2 or 3 metres, maybe 5 max. But we'll have to see what the technical committee think about it. I think it's a lot to do with these grizzly balls. They seem to be flying a lot further. The other thing is, is it even a problem? People have different opinions. Again, there might be some variation. I don't think you'll ever see the boundaries getting more than 55 metres in ECN cricket. At the moment, the 50 just seems to work. It's level across the board. I think it should probably stay that way for the foreseeable future. Just missing leg stump. I won't get a run here. Thanks for the questions, though. Yeah, so I'm not against changing the boundary size slightly, by the way, but I would say slightly. I think the beauty is that the incentive's there for the batters to go for their shots. And like I said, you can't have 60-metre square boundaries at Kartama, otherwise you'll have someone fielding on the stairs, and the other side you'll have someone fielding in the jungle. So let's see what happens, though. How good was the ECCW, by the way, last time we were in Kartama? Not a bad shot here by Sukhjit, but he will just get a single. So if you're not getting those 2 or 3 boundaries and over soon, and I think that equation for the win's just going to get out of control. But there still is that 20 off 20 they need at the moment for the point. This is another example. I might try and slow this one down for you a little bit. Again, the feet. He has this habit, and it's a habit. It's not really that deliberate. Look at the feet. When the ball's delivered, before it's even bowled, that front foot goes. Now he's almost struggling to reach that. It's on middle stump. I think Taylor, if he's left-hander, he should make use of the fact that he's got that God-given advantage, if you like. He's giving it up by backing away, I think. Can stand there, and he is a good onside player. Should maybe get a few more, he can create a few more balls in that zone. This is the end of the 7th over, and the score is 59-4. Coming up next, return clash between these two teams, Rugby versus Tarak. This time it's Rugby that won the toss and elected to bat. And that means we'll probably see Latina and Adateo, you'd imagine. Advani ran out without facing a ball. Marples did, but it was the only one he faced. Tarak, they'll be on the chase tonight. Hard to believe Avinash is so unselfish that he wouldn't bat somewhere near the top this time. But let's see. Then Louis Bruce, that's the other one. Will Louis drop down the middle order? Maybe a straight swap for Avinash Pai. We'll find out soon. Corey Ruckers will be in the studio to take you through that one in 40 minutes' time, right here on the European Cricket Network. Anyway, it's Rob Azzopardi out of the chat into the middle. Over number 8. Oh, hangs in the air. Gets over the fielder though. Can he make the stop? Oh, he can't. In fact, he ends up fielding it with the side of his head. And poor Garrett, he's actually fielded pretty well, but when we see this in slow-mo, he has a big air swing at it. Does everything right. And up until about here, big air swing, and then he knocks it down. And into Sukara. Boundary takes him into the 60s. And now it's gone. So, yeah, it's Whelan who is bowling, of course. He has a party. I thought maybe he'll feature at some point with the bat, but not just yet. Whelan comes on and goes 4 and out, essentially. Gets that one through the left-hander. Dylan Taylor again doesn't get across cover line of the ball, and yeah, Whelan likes it. Why not? It will be the 5th wicket, 63 for 5. So now, I think with Taylor gone, you're looking at just making sure you at least get to that 78. Yeah, let's see. 15 off 16 to do that, but with 5, well, your top 5 as well back in the shed. Whelan's pretty handy off spinner. Mohamed Roshan, the new batter. Supercomputer still giving Rugby CC a 3% chance. It'd have to be a pretty big storm here at the Rock for Tarak to get swept away. This one, if anything, goes a little bit the other way. Looking at 2 to Sims. They're going to take him on. Oh, well, if he's hit the stumps here, it could be gone. Because I think he's out. It's just a matter of whether the ball hits the stumps or the hand. I was too busy looking at the batter, but I think he's out. He is gone. Yeah, for me, that is the ball hitting the stumps with the ball in the hand. So I think that's out. Yeah, it's a good decision. They took it on, and yeah, 1 and out in the end. You'll see it here as well. Does pretty well, goes one hand, knocks the ball into stumps. That actually kind of knocks the ball out of his hand, but Whelan, great bit of improvisational work. It'll be 1 and out. So Sukhjit is going to be run out for 4, 64 for 6. Yeah, now, 15 off 15, or 14 off 15 actually. They'll get a run for that, of course. 14 off 15. All right, we could have another cliffhanger on our hands. This is kind of what has been an extra element to some of these games, with that point to play for, and it could be all important with a pretty congested table, especially in the bottom half at the moment. Push and run this time. It is Azzopardi. We might see him. Now they're going to get 2. And nobody was near that one. Sims takes a break from being Jonty Rhodes for a second to to allow a second run. Did create that run out, Lee Sims. He took him on, and Lee said, well, hold your horses. Wow, this variation gone wrong. Now they can probably go. It'll be a no ball plus a bye. Now they might go again. No, they won't. Well, this might be the mystery ball from Whelan. And that's pretty handy because it'll be a free hit as well. Keeper did well. But here's the thing. Couldn't have been stumped anyway. Right? See, Hillman kind of flicks it at the stumps, but can't get stumped off a no ball. And then he had to do his own backing up and then threw it and almost created another overthrow. All right, free hit time. Everyone, hold on to something. Here we go. As a party, he gets it as well. Oh, yeah, gets a bit of bat on it. And that'll run away for 4. Nice shot, Rob. Takes him up into the 70s. Rob doing his bit to make sure Rugby get at least a point out of this. Barring a big collapse. Couldn't have been stumped there. So only 6 off 13 required now. Whelan got them so close yet so far to a 4-point win. Looks like Rugby should get a point from here. Nice shot by as a party. And the other thing is it does put some of these players in more pressure positions coming in the lower order. Otherwise, in this situation, the game would pretty much be done. And yeah, they're trying to score a few runs, but it doesn't really matter as much. This matters. They've got to get to that 78 at least to get something out of the game. End of the 8th over, and Rugby CC 73 for 6. Tarek led by Louis Bruce with the bat tonight. Scored a very nice looking 68 off 28. Might have been more. Went for a reverse against Ian Latine. First ball that Ian bowled, and the ball crashed into the off stump. Niall Garrett gets a bowl here in the 9th. You can see the vehicles in the background over the long on boundary. I feel they are a little bit ill-advised to park there. Hey, some people like the danger. All right, Garrett, let's see what he can do. Starts with a wide, so they creep up again. Just 4 more required to get past that 70% mark. That is where we set the bonus point. So 70% of the total. So they scored 111. If you multiply that by 70%, you get 77.7. Yeah, well bowled. Not handled, though, by Hillman. He'll sneak away for what I think will be a bye. Yes, bye signalled. Yeah, so 77.7, and then that means that the bowling team need to keep the batting team 77 or less. The batting team needs 78 or more. That's why you see the 78 on the screen as the target for Rugby CC to at least get a point. I think it's pretty clear. I think after a week, everyone's kind of used to it. It does kind of spice up games like this. Roshan gets a piece of this. Louis Bruce does the fielding. There's not normally 2 to him. And well handled by Hillman. There's a throw. Skated in off the surface. So 76 again. Who knows? Might have young Garrett just take 4 in 4 and bag 4 for Team Tarek. Well bowled. He's bowled some good deliveries here, Garrett. Just a reminder, second game starting in about half an hour's time. I'll be throwing over to Corey Ruckers in the studio for that one. Corey standing by. Yeah, Kroom liked the bowler wide, jumper off. Typical bowler behaviour, yeah. Beyond his years. It's a good location again. A hit and run job from Rob Azapati. We'll get him a single. There's Lee Sims. He's been in the action in this second innings, hasn't he? Good over this. That's 3 runs off the 4 balls against Garrett. Although this one hangs up for a long time. Puri is going to do the fielding. I think it is too high. It's been called on the field. A little forward creep. Yeah, it might have been a harsh one. But hey, umpires, if they're not sure, they tend to call those. And when you see batters playing horizontal shots to full balls, you can understand that kind of triggered the call. Free hit. Now I can say is that now Rugby have at least secured a point. If they could do something supersonic in the last over, a la Sam Houghton the other night, or something similar to Sam Houghton, maybe we could have a miracle. Garrett would love a wicket here. Won't get one, as Azzopardi pulls the leg side. They get one, and that's all they get as we get to the end of the 9th over. The score is 80 for 6. They're fine for time. They get in by just over a minute and a half. Nice over, though, by Niall Garrett. It's not easy when you just get the one over as well. He knows that's his only over for the game, so he's pretty keen to do a good job. I think he does. Nicely, Matt Hodgson in the chat. Hopefully you're well, Matt. Good to have you with us. Yeah, so as far as the ECL coming up, I had a question, are there any changes? The only change I can think of is the extra group compared to last year. Team's still allowed to have 2 wildcard players from anywhere. So your squad needs to have played for the club in the previous 12 months, so essentially in the previous season, even if you just play once. But you do get 2 players from anywhere. And I think Corey dropped last night. Sebastian Bratt is playing for Pack I Care. It's one of their wildcards. Anyway, Bedson is going to take us home. Azzopardi misses out here. 1 leg by to the total. Yeah. I think the ECL, I guess the club-based competition, that probably will stay as always the one division. Well, you never say never. ECC being broken up into kind of 2 competitions this year. Bedson loses this one to the left. Oh well, 5 sixes. Roshan. Can he be a hero? Maximo or bust? It's enjoyed watching these 2 teams go head to head. Let's see how Rugby CC go. They are opening with the batting in the next game. Ooh, close-ish. He just gets the bat down in time here, Roshan. But that's a good example of one that just doesn't bounce at all. Pace off, look. It's a long way under where Azzopardi thought. Although, it's Azzopardi's shirt. It's Roshan with the bat. Now this is in the air. Can anyone get there? Betson's going himself. Well, he almost gets hit by a truck. And that truck's name is Lee Sims. And now there's going to be a run out. Well, classic ECN here. Roshan. Oh, he skies this one. And I was a bit worried for Betson's welfare. I don't know what kind of medical insurance he's got, but he was just running straight into where Lee Sims was herring to try and take the catch. But I can tell you right now, this is out. As the keeper ended up grabbing it. They go for 2. Hillman grabs it. He's gone. Doesn't ever get the bat down. So Roshan, he's lucky in one way to survive, but another way he doesn't. Has an extra run to show for it, I guess. But he'll be run out for 5. And you can see that Hillman just beat the bat of Roshan in. So a bit of an unusual one, but all's well that ends well. Rugby CC continuing to fight this game out. Score 83 for 7. This will bring Ramage to the crease. Tom Ramage. At least they did take a point out of this game. And they matter. You know, if you're going to lose, you can't have 2 winners in a game. If you're going to lose, at least take that point. They'll all add up. Benson sprays this one to the left. Yeah, so it's probably the last we'll be hearing from me in this innings. I'll be lurking, doing a bit of preparation with the ECL not too far away. And also we have Spain starting on Monday. We have the fixtures out for Spain now in Barcelona. Betson needs to readjust the goalposts at the moment. Yeah, Spain always brings a huge amount of action to our ECN viewers. Barcelona Bash activated for 2024. And how often does this happen? That then when you make the readjustment, you lose the movement. So Betson, this is a good opportunity for him to get an over though. This is to try and get a bit more bowling into him. You can practice all you like. You can hit the nets. You can bowl, in the warm-up, but nothing quite like the pressure of delivering in a game. Another wide down leg side. So, yeah, 28 to go. and Rugby CC will pull out the most unlikely of victories. It's better ball. Much better ball from Betson. They want two, but it's hard to do that lying down. There's a party. Where's it? Oh. Not quite full Benny Hill mode in this last over, but not far off. Apologies for the scorecard going down. This one's a bit of a foregone conclusion in the end. As the next one will be swing and a miss. I think that will take us to the last ball of this contest. Oh, well, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, so we're on 89 for 7 is what I got at the moment. 89 for 7 with the ball to go. So, I mean, margin here, only 20 runs. I think both teams could have played a bit better at times. As a party, we'll get one. Will they go for two? As a party, that's a late decision to go. It's almost like a delayed steal in baseball for you baseball fans out there. But it will be two in the end. So Rugby CC will finish on 91 for 7. I love this running. It's almost like they lured the fielding team to think they weren't running, and then when the throw came in slowly, they took off. So anyway, the margin in the end will be an even 20 runs. A score split this two, and we will get more from them coming up in around about 25 minutes. The first ball of match number 14. Your final score here in match number 13. Tarek 111, Rugby CC 91. Rugby CC will set the pace in match 14. Latine and Adeteo, I still think they'll be opening the batting. Maybe they're thinking about a move, maybe get Taylor up to 3. Advani, though, didn't face a ball. Marples only faced 1, so maybe they need another opportunity. We'll see what they can do when we return. Corey Ruckers will take you through the action from the ECN studio and finish off the night from there. Well, it was almost an early night for Sims, who almost got cracked with that ball. He was lying helpless on terra firma. He'd certainly be in the action a fair bit during this 10 overs. Adeteo having a good series, but just wrapped the bat around that. Nicely taken by Niall Garrett. And then Latine, well, he was looking dangerous, wasn't he? He's the one guy you felt, especially with Adeteo back in the shed, could make a big difference. But he ran out Advani without facing a ball. And then when Marples went for a golden derrick, it was trouble. Left-hander Dylan Taylor had a little bit of luck. I still think Dylan needs to study a bit of videotape, and I think he could be even more effective with the bat. Just use his natural attributes. But then, this was a big moment, wasn't it? Lee Sims was able to get one past Ian Latine, and really that killed off most of the thoughts about an unlikely win, although Taylor had some ideas while he was there. Did crack a couple of sixes in there. This is a bit of a funny one. Headers and cricket, they don't really go together. But late in the piece, that was a nice piece of bowling from Wheel, and then a bit of cue the circus music, a stumping that wouldn't have been a stumping anyway. Throwing the ball away a couple of times, but yeah, the game within a game was, could Rugby get to the 78 they needed to at least take a point? They did that in the end. Another run out there that almost came after a hideous collision between the fielders. But anyway, when it's all said and done, 20 runs is the margin in this one. Rugby CC, more or less a pass score, maybe a few under. I would have said Taraka a few over here And 2 batters featuring significantly. Taylor with 29 off 17 was able to hit 2 4s and 2 6s in there. Latine looked the goods there until he just hit across one from Lee Sims, going for 20 off 15. Nobody else hit double figures though. I've got to shout out to my man Rob Azzopardi in there with a fighting 9 off 10. Out of the chat and into the action. 17 extras, probably a few too many as far as Tariq are concerned, but also they did kind of throw the ball around, especially late in the piece. Looking at the bowling, Avinash Pai bowled the first, didn't bring himself back, just giving some opportunities to some others. Sims, here's a little bit of the good, the bad and the ugly. He finished 2 for 23 off his 2 overs. Also featured in the field a fair bit. Mapuri and Whelan with 1 apiece. Garrett liked his over as well, none for 6 when he bowled the 9. Well, we'll have a quick break then. We'll be back in around about 15 minutes, take you into the second game of the night. Match 14 not too far away. What I will say, because I'll be signing off for the night, Corey Rutgers is going to take you through the rest of the night from the ECN studio. But please like this video if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget our YouTube viewers are interactive as well. Plenty of them are in the chat. Don't forget the social media at European Cricket, and EuropeanCricket.com has all the stats, standings and player profiles of the superstars you'll see on the network. For now, this is Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo for ECN. Hope you have a great evening. Corey Rutgers will be with you after the break for more ECSN Gibraltar.
This European Cricket Network event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software, Paramatch, and Local Lifestyle.
Hello and welcome back. Great to have your company. It is night 7 on the Rock. It's hard to believe we've been here already for a week, and well, it's really hotting up as we head into the weekend. Of course, Sunday is a huge finals day. We have 4 finals matches here. We have 3 in Cyprus. Coming up next, we have match number 14. It's a rematch between Rugby CC and Tarik. Well, these teams might dress alike, but you know, when they get on the field, they don't like each other so much. Just the right amount, I think. As we get ready for the coin toss, let's go over to Tyrone Peters. He's with 2 captains. Let's see who wins it.
Rugby the call. Heads is the call. It's a hit.
Well, earlier in match 13, we saw Tarik win the toss and bat. This time, the roles are reversed, and it's Ian Latine of Rugby CC who wins the toss and wants to bat first. So we know that, you know, with no Burns earlier in the night, we've seen that kind of changes the dynamic. So again, you have to look at the team selections here, kind of look at the players. I think that Latine seems to have a point to prove here, I think, tonight, and he really wants to get them off to a good start, and that's why he bats first. So certainly looked good with the ball earlier on as well, with 3 wickets, just kind of halting things towards the end of the innings. So 2 teams still kind of in the mix, and I think that this result could decide, for example, which team makes the top 2 and which doesn't, and we know that double chance could be really important on Sunday. Pretty nice conditions here at the Rock. It'll be Corey Ruckers from the ECN studio that'll take you through the action here. Corey, I know that you've been watching on. Keen to get your thoughts. You can take it home from here. I do have some news from the toss in match number 14. That Rugby CC, they won the toss. They're going to have a hit. It's over to you, Corey Ruckers.
Thank you very much, Vinny Sandu. Hello, everybody around the world. It's the nighttime fixture here in Gibraltar, our last live game of the day. And looking forward to this one. Rugby CC winning the toss. Ian Ladden electing to bat first. You can understand why. Get those runs on the board in the T10 format. No Lorne Burns tonight. Heard he's down for a bit of food poisoning, so all the best wishes to Lorne, and hopefully he's okay. But there's plenty of good players on showcase anyway. Louis Bruce making runs earlier, and Avanesh Pai, the birthday boy. Got to look out for him in the Tarik lineup. Should be a good game of cricket. And, well, it's a pleasure to bring it to you live from the ECN studio. Tarik 67% and 33% for Rugby CC. We'll have to see, though. I do like Rugby CC's chances a little bit better here. Obviously, winning the toss, electing to bat, get those runs on the board, maybe 110 to 120, put in a good bowling performance, and you never know, could get the chocolates. Great to welcome everyone back and everyone in the chat. Hope you've all had a fantastic day. It's the last match on this cool afternoon in Gibraltar. Looks like it's going to be Louis Bruce at the top of his mark. We're almost set to go. Louis Bruce really has worked on his bowling the last few years as well. Not just a dangerous batsman anymore. All-round threat. Umpire just asking for a split second. Making sure everything's correct before we start. Here we go. Slow, foolish delivery, and it's well, awkwardly played, you'd have to say, but dot ball to start. A little bit of breeze going from left to right on your screen, so it won't be easy. Good to see the sportsmanship out there, as always, between all these teams. Deep mid-wicket and deep long on out, pretty standard sort of field. Well bowled again and respectfully played, cautiously played to start this one. The key in this first innings, though, you can't look past Ian Lattin, can you? When that man gets going, he's one of the most destructive hitters, not just in Gibraltar, but all over Europe. Good start from Bruce. Not too much pace, but just putting it in the right area. Swatted away out to deep mid-wicket. That will open up the proceedings on the score with the single out there. Just the one. It does bring on Lattin on strike. Gets an opportunity here. Will he give himself a couple of deliveries, or does he start going quite aggressive from the get-go? Looks to be aggressive. Plays across that a little bit. A little inside edge onto his front pad. But yeah, tell me how your day was if you're in the chat. I see Chris, John, all there. Vinny's in there. Hamza Salim. Might be a fake Hamza Salim and many others. Hope you've all had a fantastic day. I believe it's a Wednesday today. I'm losing track of time. Another foolish delivery. Oh, a bit of yes, no, maybe. Direct hit could have him in trouble, but gently thrown back. And it feels like the opening batters here for Rugby CC sort of caught between a rock and a hard place. Not trying to use a pun there about the rock, but just playing within their limitations at the moment. Could probably step up the aggression. That'll help. Take the wides when they're there. But yeah, Ladden is the key, isn't he? Can he get going? And can he get a big score on the board here tonight? Shame that Lorne Burns isn't playing again in this game. Would have been nice to see the Spanish national, but obviously eating too much for his own good. Parked up in bed, I hear. Nice looking cricket stroke that. And, well, tries to get a hand on it. Maybe gets a fingertip on it, but it'll race away for 4. Nonetheless, that will be the first boundary in this T10 fixture, but it's a good over from Louis Bruce. It only goes for 6. And the score at the end of 1 is none for 6. Just out of our shot there. I reckon he's got a little fingertip on that, but still raced away for 4. That's the power of Ladden. 33 days to go to my favourite event of the year, ECL, our 4th ever edition, 26th of February to the 22nd of March. 33 nations, 35 clubs, 1 European champion. It is my favourite event. I think we're going to get another new winner this year. Those teams all coming with confidence after winning their domestic leagues in 2023. It's our showpiece event, and I can't wait. It's a unconventional straight drive, and he doesn't run through. I tell you what, direct hit there, and he would have been running all the way back to the sheds. Sims opening from the same end with this new ball. You can see here with the running between the wickets, maybe a little bit lazy, but it is 8:48 p.m, and I'm sure a lot of the players out there have had a long work day as well. I think Ladden might want to feast on this. Can't. It's going to just be a dot ball. Good mopping up there at 45. Yeah, this is the sort of pace that Ian Ladden, I know he loves going down on one knee and trying to hoik it over mid-wicket. Wouldn't be surprised if he pulls out that favoured slog sweep. Still respectfully played. And well, I know the Test cricket starts tomorrow. Australia are taking on the West Indies at the Gabba, and India taking on England. This has a little bit of a Test match feel at the moment. Not too much aggression shown from the openers. Comes down the crease and punches it nicely into the offside, but it'll only be a single. It's well mopped up there in the inner ring. That's Matthew Whelan on your screen. Good fielding. Rugby CC, well, rugby's an aggressive sport. They're not bringing that into this match at the moment. 8 runs off 10 deliveries. And there we go. There's the aggression, but it's pretty loose at the moment. Just trying to find their flow. Last ball a second. Great over this from Sims. Not too much pace, but putting in the right area. Good length again. And he really just kept hitting that sort of top of the stumps length. And Louis Bruce at deep mid-on will underarm it in. 2 overs complete in this one. And you have to say, it's a great start for Tariq. And it's 9 for none. So plenty of pressure applied early at the moment for Rugby CC. That middle order is probably going to be sitting on the side and feeling a bit twitchy. You always feel a bit twitchy if the openers don't get off to a flyer. Good to see Dave in the chat asking how I am. Yeah, I'm good. I've had a very good day. Productive day again. And looking forward to being back in the studio tonight. In the studio. Here's this accent. Bruce to continue. Just losing his line a little bit there, and that's going to be a wide. Louis Bruce really has improved his bowling. I think the stronger he gets, a bit older he gets as well, he'll put on a bit of muscle, maybe pick up a little bit of speed, but he can swing the ball quite a lot. Edged away, and that's going to go for 4. A little bit of luck here for Rugby CC. There was some width, and he catches up with it. This is a position that, in the T10 format, you've got to have your third man very fine because the ball flies in this region. Nevertheless, it's 4 more runs to the total and a desperate boundary needed there for Rugby CC. Slower delivery. Clever bowling from Bruce. He might be a young man, but he does have a good cricket brain. And there's Avanesh Pai. He's doing the patrolling at deep mid-on, the birthday boy. 22 years young, I heard today. Congratulations to him. Not a nice-looking stroke, but sometimes when you're trying to up the ante, you find the fielders. And right now, both batters just struggling to break the shackles. Three balls left of this power play. Can they get a couple of sixes away? Gone. Well, clever bowling again from Bruce. I just touched on that. He doesn't bowl it with extreme pace, but what he does do is he moves the ball in the air. That's gone from left to right. He played across that one. And Ian Lassen just didn't get going in this fixture. He won the toss. He elected to bat. He'll be mighty disappointed. But for Louis Bruce, he's done his team a big favour because Lassen can be oh so dangerous. Playing across it, losing his balance, didn't get low enough for that slog sweep. It's a sort of one of those odd shots. He's caught between two minds. I think he wanted to come down the ground and pump it. Then he wanted to get low. And in the end, loses his stumps. He'll have to go back. And the first wicket will go in this fixture. Looks like Dylan Taylor coming out at number 3. And a lot of work to do for Taylor here. Good to see Kroom in the chat as well. Yeah, I do need my crown back in the chat. Not sure where my crown went. Disappointed about that. But 2024 does promise to be a very exciting year indeed. Plenty of cricket action. Greetings to Marvin Barnett as well from Atlanta, USA. Mighty America having a watch. Good to have all the viewers around the world tune in for the nighttime fixture. Taylor needs a left-handed and he is set for his first delivery. Can he get going with the boundary early in his innings? Well, that's a peculiar looking shot and you can't believe it because he's, well, made a bit of a mess of it. He sort of lost his footing as he tried to run the ball down to third man, and in the end, that peculiar looking shot is going to cost him his wicket. Watch this. He must have been afraid of the short ball briefly, and he'll be super disappointed with himself. Safe catch taken in the end, but major disappointment for Dylan Taylor. Louis Bruce is going to be on a hat-trick, and that is the walk of a man that can't believe what he's done. There's Golden Derek. Oh, there's my first Derek of the year. I did one innings last night, and there was no wicket, so this is a little bit more bowler orientated, but the Golden Derek comes out. Louis Bruce, he'll be on a hat-trick, and that shot won't want to be seen again from Taylor. We have a look at the hat-trick list, and, well, this upsets me. Lorne Burns, 6 for 20. Quite difficult to take 6 for 20 in 12 balls. I can't imagine how that spell sort of went. So he's obviously been hit for 4 boundaries and taken 6 wickets, something like that. Quite remarkable, but he's the only man on our 2024 Hall of Fame at the moment. Will Louis Bruce join him? This will be slow in-swinging delivery onto the stumps. Advani, he's come out at number 4. Will he see it off or will he attack it? Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, no. LB, Louis Bruce, what have you done? And he's bowled a proper Gundy delivery. That's going to have to go on the Hall of Fame of worst hat-trick deliveries you could ever imagine. He's missed the pitch. At least he's got a smile on his face, and you can understand why. He still picked up 2 wickets, but this will be a free hit to finish the power play. And he catches in beautifully. Hits it firm, hits it straight. And he's still the next ball, so the no ball results in a boundary. And Louis Bruce will be disappointed with that hat-trick ball. Score is 20 for 2 after 3. Having a look at the table now, and well, Tariq, they are second with points to play here. A good win here, and they'll go to the top of the table. They have a handsome net run rate as well of 3.3. Rugby CC, 2 wins in their tournament so far. They'd love to go 3-3 and not fall to 2-4. As you can see, the wind just playing a little bit of havoc here with our stumps. This is the field outside of the power play. All the fielders usually spread. Deep mid on, deep mid wicket, and usually you'll see a deep square, but looks like they've brought that square leg around a little bit and brought those straight fielders a tad straighter. Good to see Terry from Estonia in the chat as well. Hope you're well, Terry. Mapuri with the false start. Over number 4. Nice start, well bowled. Yeah, good to see you, Terry. He's jumped in the chat, doing some good work all over European cricket over the last few years. Yeah, in the ECN studio tonight, Terry. I'll tell you what, there's not very good heating in the studio, I'll tell you that. Good start this from Mapuri. He's just putting it outside the off stump. He's quite a tall bowler, so getting a little bit more lift off the surface. Another play and miss, and well, sometimes you just got to keep it simple, and that's exactly what he's doing, Mapuri here. He's just keeping it outside off, bowling a good length and getting a little bit of up and down bounce. Tries to go to the well again, and really, really good stomp off his own bowling. So 4 dot balls to start. And right now, Rugby CC, they're desperate for a boundary or a couple. Good reactions there from the bowler. Hit away into a big pocket of space, but there is a man patrolling on the boundary, the birthday boy. Avanesh Pai is going to be able to keep that just to a single. That one hurt. It is fresh out there tonight. Credit to all these players that show a lot of commitment to play on the ECN on a Wednesday evening. Last ball of the 4th. Just bringing cover a little bit more around to the left. Edged away. That could go for 4, you know. It's a little bit more of a thickish edge instead of a thin edge. There was a slight open face. I'll give him credit somewhat. And it'll go away for a much-needed boundary. It is maybe more a bit of a thinner edge than I thought, but it'll be 4 nonetheless. It goes on to the total. Rugby CC, they needed that boundary. Advani, he's come out. He's faced 3 deliveries. 1 missed the pitch and the other 2 went for 4. Good start from him, 25 for 2 after 4. This is why I love this tournament. I'm going to have a look at some of these groups. Group A, Gina Brescia, Skanderberg, you've got to look out for them. Group B, Group of Death, you've got Wimbledon, Hornchurch. Mechelen Eagles from Belgium, look out for them. Group C, Alton, we know. Group D, Dreux, they're going to go up against Paris University Club. Group E, Forfarshire, how good were they? Gozo's Army, always a threat. Group F, Sebastian Bratt playing for Pakai Care Badalona. And then Group G, COYMS last year went very, very close. And they'll be playing in that Group G. They are hot favourites to win that group. That's a comfortable group for them. And then go straight into finals week. Look out for them. That's respectfully pushed down the ground just for a single. But yeah, COYMS. I reckon they've got a great draw and a great run there. They'll start in Group G. They'll play 3 days of cricket. I think they'll get through. And then they'll take all that momentum into Championship week. So they're who I'm tipping this year. gone. And Advani, he's had a funny old time at the crease. He faced a ball off the pitch. He hit his next 2 deliveries for 4. And this time he's played all across it. Sims, just like the game, keeps it pretty simple. Angling in, a little bit of movement maybe in the air, and another wicket will go down. When I say a little bit of movement, I mean just the angle coming in. It's a loose-looking stroke, and unfortunately, he'll have to go. Does give more batters an opportunity here to play an innings of substance, and they desperately need it. Marpless is going to come out here, and he's under the pump. Good to see Jules in the chat. Jeffrey saying he's watching on a warm Sydney morning. Very jealous, Jeffrey. What's the temperature out there in Sydney at the moment? I'm sure it's lovely. Dave saying that he's watching in France, about 14 degrees there. That sounds pretty good also. Got to admire the Tarek unit at the moment. They're keeping it pretty simple, bowling at a good line, a good length, and not overly complicated. And pulled away. That's a nice looking stroke, but it's going to find the fielder, just be the single in the end. Sort of caught between a rock and a hard place at the moment, Rugby CC. Trying to figure out how aggressive they could go. They did play quite defensively at the start of this innings, and I have to say they're well behind the 8 ball at the moment. Expected score on your screen at the bottom left saying 70. That's not going to be enough. Hit away into that big hole in the leg side, but they've got the fielders out there. Birthday boy, Avanesh Pai doing his job. Yeah, this is a more test match feel. Looking forward to the test cricket tomorrow. India and England, 5 tests. It should be a good series, that. And also we've got 4 live games in Cyprus tomorrow and then 2 more night games. Barcelona next week. Barcelona Bash next week on the ECN. Very exciting time. Just slanted down the leg side for a while. But yeah, exciting time on the ECN. I think we're only maybe 33 days away or so, if I do my calculations correct, from the ECL, one of our marquee events. One of 3 marquee events now with the ECC and the women's. I was very disappointed to miss out on the women's, but watched a lot of it. What a great initiative. Nice shot, really nice shot. One of the most destructive shots you can play in any format is the hook stroke. That was short, that sat up, and that was punched away. Nice hit. 4 to the total. Sims, for the very first time tonight, loses his line, loses his length. That should be 1 for the over. It's been called a no ball, actually. Okay. I have to see, was that the second ball above the shoulder height? I don't think there was one before. Yeah, they've reversed that call because there wasn't a ball that was above shoulder. So he's had to reverse that in the end. Edge, and he's caught, and they did reverse the no ball call, so it wasn't a free hit. That is a fantastic catch. Well, he's stuck out the right juke. That's Alexander Hillman. And that's going to be on the highlight reel. That is a bit of a specky here in the breezy Gibraltar evening. Sims gets it fuller on a better length. That's a thickish sort of edge. That's not a thin edge. And Alexander Hillman just goes pluck. Oh, yeah, that is a genuine reflex catch. That is 1 for the highlights reel, and Sims loves it as well. And pure disappointment for the batsman. He probably thought he's got enough wood on that to get it down to the 3rd man region for 4. But in the end, another wicket will go. And you sort of feel at the moment for Rugby CC, they are just not going anywhere fast. Good to see Helix in the chat. Happy New Year, Helix. Hope you're well also. Yeah, had a good New Year's this year. Spent with some friends, and yeah, it was a good little period with good friends Tom, Little Lamb, and a few others. But yeah, been itching to get back into the cricket. Looking forward to Spain playing also. The Spanish team were playing in about 3 weeks' time in the ECIs. Hit hard to the offside and bursts through the hands. That might have been a chance. Did it carry? Mapuri, he's disappointed, had hands on his head. There was a hot one if it did carry. A little bit more flight this time. It was hit hard. Yeah, that does carry, only just. So opportunity missed. I like the look of this Mapuri. I think he's bowled a really good spell here. He seems to have good control. Tall right arm off spinner. He's got the headband, which always gives you an extra point or two when you're a bowler. But he hasn't missed his line. Again, another good delivery, just on a good line. It's on about 4th, 5th stump. He doesn't really have too much off spin. It's actually he undercuts the ball and it goes away from the right-hander a little bit. The only boundary off his spell so far was an edge. That's the delivery where it's hard to describe through the studio, but he undercuts the ball with his finger, so it's not right arm off spin, it's sort of right arm outswing or a little bit of skid away. Clever bowler. This time thick inside edge. And they jog it through for a single. Good pick up again by the keeper, Hillman, who's got lovely hands. Yeah, a few people mentioning that. It's a good observation, actually. Both these teams, Rugby CC and Tariq, must have the same clothing supplier because they are almost identical kits. I don't know how I've only just noticed that, but yeah, not too much originality between these teams. Oh, he's put it down. I reckon there's an edge on that one. Well, I was just saying how well Hillman's kept all evening. Mapuri cannot pick up a wicket. He'll finish with a very economical spell of none for 8. There was a big noise through the effects mic. Snap, 2, stumps go flying. Hillman will be disappointed. He's got high standards, but puts that one down. That'll be another over complete. 6 overs gone here at the Rock. And the score currently is 36 for 4. Four overs to go. What's the best result here? Can they somehow... Yeah, best case scenario, 2 a ball. That might be a little bit much. Maybe 1 a ball. You don't think that's going to be able to get them into a score that they'll defend. 95% on the win predictor for Tariq here. Yeah, nice looking stroke, but it's only going to be 1 in the end. Yeah, nice to see Sam Houghton as well. Saying, nice to hear me. Yeah, Sam, hope you're well. It's good to commentate again from the ECN studio. I hope all your boat cruises that you're doing out in Croatia are doing good also. I do need to get out there and visit you sometime. It is on my agenda. Garrett. He's bowling over number 7. And this has been a very, very impressive bowling display overall by Rugby CC. I can only think of 1 delivery from Sims that was short, that got hit for 4. Nearly every other delivery in this innings has been a decent length. No half volleys. Nothing too close to the stumps, just keeping it on that 4th, 5th stump and doing their job. And that is called putting the old commentator's curse. Kibosh on him. Down the leg side. Just 1 wide to the total. Yeah, it's a very good observation by some of our in-tune viewers about the 2 kits out there tonight. That is probably the biggest clash I've ever seen. It's not very often in cricket you get the home and away kit, though. Big slow ball high in the air. There's no deep cover, so it could scoot away. They'll at least get back for 2. And it will be 2. But yeah, maybe that's something they could bring into cricket a little bit more. The old home and away kit. I know they do it in the English Premier League and the football. Well, in the football, they've usually got about 3 kits. I know in the Australian rules footy back home, there's a home and away kit. Maybe that's something they can start doing for cricket as well. Decent length again, slightly straight up. Just another single out to the leg side. Yeah, let me know your thoughts if you don't mind a home and away kit. I know with Spain we sort of have an away kit. It's a little bit more blue than the red and yellow. It does take a lot more management because half the players usually lose their kit, and that drives Alistair Priddle and myself insane. High in the air, it's a top edge, should be a simple catch. It is going to be a simple catch. It's a awkward looking shot. Garrett, he'll pick up the wicket, and a simple catch this time for the keeper, Hillman, who just had to track back, take it over his right shoulder. And Rugby CC, who elected to have a bat. Yeah, just hasn't been their innings, that's for sure. It was a short ball, deserved to be punished, stayed quite low, didn't it? Nice safe catch in the end. Kept his eye on the ball. Big blue gloves, simple catch. So it does give more players in that sort of middle to lower order an opportunity to get some runs. And they definitely need them. Barbara Jones coming out here with only 19 balls left in the innings. Needs to find the boundaries. Just a few adjustments to the field. Deep mid off moving a little bit wider. And a big call of no from Barbara Jones. That's an over complete again. 7 overs gone. And it's a pretty slow occasion. 42 for 5. Let's have another look at what's coming up tomorrow night. Pirates taking on Bavaria. And Vinny Sandhu will be there all night. I'm sure he's looking forward to 2 more live games as this European Cricket Series in Gibraltar. The night series starting to get down to the wire. Finals just around the corner. And those 2 teams on your screen will be looking for some extra points before the finals. Looks like Jackson's going to be given the ball here and given an opportunity to take a wicket. Shot. Has he got enough? Oh, unfortunately, no. Well, it's been a difficult time for Rugby CC. It was out the middle, one of the first balls out the middle in quite some time. He hit it well, made a huge crack off the bat. Brilliant bit of fielding, though. It's just the one. Well, some bonus runs almost. They will take the wide, but Hillman again. He's been pretty clean with the gloves, hasn't he? It just shows how much a good keeper can help. This has been our run rates day by day, and well, averaging out to 10.6. That's pretty much the average we see in a lot of ECSs, around that 105 mark. Same here. Big appeal. That's the old foxing by the keeper, Hillman. I like that. That's going to be a wide as well. Yeah, 10.5. We always sort of see in ECSs around that. It's at 10.6. We've had a few days burst over the 11s, a few days under the 10s, but nothing in the 10s for a day. I would love to know what the run rate was last year overall, over the whole season. Felt like it would have been a lot. This does help, though. The extras just piling up. Jackson being given the ball here, just struggling a little bit maybe with the breeze, which is on your screen from left to right. Shot, nice looking shot, and it's going to burst through the hands of 45. We get a boundary. Well, Barbara Jones does some haircuts during the day, and then the barber comes out tonight. Nice shot down the leg side from Jackson. Had to catch up with it. Probably should have been stopped in the end. There was a hand on it, but not enough to stop the boundary. So bonus runs here at the back end for Rugby CC. Can they realistically get themselves to 75 to 80 and then take some early wickets? Just a big call of wait. That's Avinash Pai out there at deep mid-wicket, who's just swapping the fielders over and a few adjustments. He's a good captain, Avinash. Always alert. Not too far away that time, Jackson. Swinging that one in. Better line, better length. I think one thing I've noticed in the European Cricket Series, well, a lot of these teams have improved with their time so much. Still 8 minutes to bowl the next at least 9 deliveries. This is high in the air. Does it have enough legs to get to deep mid on? It won't. Just the one. But yeah, I remember a few years ago when we brought in the shot clock, a lot of these teams, when you said you had to be starting your last over by the end of 40 minutes, really struggle. But these days, the players race through with the help of the men in black, the umpires. Always staying on top of them, keeping them accountable. All the teams seem to race in now. They seem to bowl most of their overs in about 36, 37 minutes. Hit hard and gone. Well, can you believe it? Did it carry? I don't think it did in the end. I jumped on the early crow there. I thought he got enough wood on that to carry all the way to deep mid square leg, but in the end it falls just short once more. And this has been the summary of the night. Rugby CC winning the toss, electing to bat first. And every shot they hit seems to fall half a metre before the fielder. I'll just jog through for a little single on the leg side, and that'll be another over, even though the wides. Jackson doesn't go for too many, 11 off it. Might be one ball left, actually. No, I've got that as over. Let me just check the counter again. Yeah, I've got that as 6 balls bowled. So Jackson will go for 11. It's been the most expensive over of this innings, but it's not disastrous. 53 for 5. 12 balls remaining. Definitely think with the new introduction of the bonus points as well, this is a game that Tariq will look to chase it within 7 overs and get all 4 points, clean sweep the match. They've got every opportunity, you'd imagine. It's like Garrett's going to be given the opportunity to bowl the 9th, his second over. Good figure so far of 1 for 6. I think it can be touched on a little bit that Tariq don't seem to have too much pace, but just good lines, good lengths, and goes to show that if you can put it in the right areas, you've always got a chance to beat the bat. Again, not too much pace on it, but the length, in between sort of length, and Rugby CC just haven't been too assured in their batting innings throughout. It's a bit of width on that. Can he step back and across and get a cut shot away? But good bowling from young Garrett, who's got very impressive figures so far. High in the air. Will this be a catching chance? You betcha it will be. Another wicket will go down. That's a good catch from Matthew Whelan. In the night sky, not always easy. Garrett will pick up his second wicket. And Tariq, they are in complete control of the evening fixture. Barber Jones off the toe end of the bat. No power. And he'll have a long walk back to the sheds. Good to see Liam Day pop up in the chat. Hello, Liam. Big weekend coming up for you in 3 weeks, Liam. I'm sure you can tell everybody why, but good to see him. So a lot of people tuning in this evening. All the moderators. Expected score saying 64 here. Might be generous the way it's been going. Roshan has come out here and well, he's got an absolute license to try and smack this ball out the park. Garrett to continue. Oh, he doesn't want it. Well, it was a pretty hard-looking stroke. It did carry through Garrett. Actually nutmegged him in the end. He got the left leg out the way, and yeah, a slight smile on the young man. It was there, but he didn't want it. I think a bit of a deer in the headlights. Could have been an opportunity, but it'll be just one run in the end. High in the air. Opportunity. Oh, you can't believe it. Bit of hard luck there for young Garrett, who's bowling a really good line just outside the off stump. This time, skied high. Lands perfectly in the gap, and one more run's just added to the total. Good to see Egan Dantas in the chat as well, enjoying the bowling of Garrett. Everyone's enjoyed his bowling. That's probably the most aggressive shot of the night against him, and he's going to finish with spectacular figures, really, of 2 for 9. Well bowled, young man. He'll be very happy with his evening when he tunes back in, probably later tonight, to watch his bowling performance. 9 overs complete here at the Rock. The score is 56 for 6. I'd be pretty happy if your name's on that bowling scorecard. Maybe Jackson. Will he get an opportunity to improve his figures in this last over? Louis Bruce with 2, Sims with 2, Garrett with 2. Garrett's been my pick of the bowlers tonight. Good to watch. Whelan, won't be Jackson. Dylan Whelan will get the last. Hit high in the air again. And this time it will be caught. It's not going to land in a big pocket of space. The birthday boy, Avinash Pai, pretty simply holds on to the catch, palms it over to Louis Bruce, but that'll go down as Avinash Pai's catch. Big smile on his face. Every single time they've hit it deep, it's found a fielder. And he didn't have to move. Simple catch. Throws it over. I think he's pretending that they're going to do a relay catch. It was actually a really good relay catch in the Big Bash final. I don't know if people saw it. Nessa flicked it over for Brisbane Heat. Sort of becomes part and parcel of the game now, all these fielders and their abilities to take a catch and flick it over. I think that's one thing in cricket. We need to start a statistic column where if a fielder palms the ball to another fielder or flicks it over, there has to be some credit there to the original fielder. There has to be something in the statistic column for them, an assist. As a party comes out now. And as a party misses. Well, last night I watched a partnership of none for 140. This has been the complete opposite. Slow going here in this one. As a party will get himself off the mark with the 1. Jules saying it's the new improved Corey. Not true. I haven't improved and I'm not new. I'm getting older. Definitely more silver hair, but they have put me in more commentary school. They think that they can keep me grounded for long. That's not true though. You'll see. High in the air again. Can Whelan track back and get there? Can anyone get there? No. Big spot in no man's space. Well, Whelan originally, he wanted it. He went tracking back, but it's landed perfectly in the Bermuda Triangle. 2 balls remaining. Dylan Whelan throwing his body on the line again. That's going to be a mistime single. Well, my man Double A is 21 not out of 25 at the non-striker's end. And I think he's thought that this just hasn't been his night. He's going to get the strike for the last ball. The old AA batteries. He's really struggled. Can he get a boundary off the final ball? Or can he get a boundary off the final ball? The answer will be no. And he's going to end on 22 not out, carrying his bat. Well, good for the average, not good for the strike rate. And overall, Rugby CC, who elected to bat first, are going to walk off for a paltry 60. Not the greatest score you'll ever see. Credit to the Tarek bowling lineup. They've just put it in the right areas. They haven't had to do too much with the ball. And I was pretty impressed by young Garrett. Hillman, the keeper, took a specky catch in the middle overs. Probably the highlight of the innings. And overall, those men on your screen, they're on their way to a 4-point victory, you imagine. There's a boundary early for Latin, and we know how big that player is. And you just imagine Ian Latin would have had to go on for a big score, but this was the moment he had to go. Louis Bruce, steady, straight, you miss, I hit. Thanks for coming. And after that, it was a bit of a procession. There was wickets galore. No one really got themselves in. No one was confident, and credit to all the bowlers. Another bowler that should be touched on, Mirapuri, didn't pick up a wicket, but none for 8, and he could have easily had 2 or 3. That was probably the worst ball innings from Sims. It ended up getting punched away for 4 through the leg side. There was this amazing catch. That was the highlight of the innings for me. That's Hillman just sticking out his right juke, holding onto it, and he had to go. It's going to be in our highlights reel, that's for sure. But besides that, there wasn't too much to write home about for the batting lineup. No one really getting on after the only one duck, but only one player making it into double figures. This was another easy catch for the keeper. 6 bowlers were used in the end, all of them being pretty effective. That was a bonus boundary near the back end. There was some nice strokes, but overall, they found the fielders majority of the time. Garrett didn't want that one. He was my pick of the bowlers, young Garrett. Look out for him in the future. Avanesh Pai, the birthday boy, taking another little catch there and enjoying himself. Big smiles on his face, but overall, Tarek will... the team, you imagine, want to chase this over in under 7 overs and get themselves all 4 points. Let's have a very quick look at the scorecard, shall we? And the batting scorecard, not too much to write home about. Carrying his bat, AA batteries, 22 not out of 26. Maybe needed triple 8. Everyone else struggling. 5-0, 8-5-2, 6-2-2, 8 extras, 60 for 7. It's been slow going. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. You imagine that wicket of Ian Latin right at the top. It was a big moment in this game. Looking at those bowling figures, really impressive from all the bowlers. 2 wickets for Bruce, 2 wickets for Sims, 2 wickets for Garrett, 1 for Whelan at the end. Mirapuri, none for 8. That's one of the better spells of none for 8 you will see. He could have easily had 2 or 3 wickets, but just didn't go his way. Overall, they did a fantastic job, and it'll be up to their batting unit now to try and get 61 runs in 7 overs or less, the new bonus point system, to claim all 4 points and go home with a big smile on their face. That is the first innings concluded here. Do join us back in the next 10 minutes for the all-exciting run chase. Thank you.
This European Cricket Network event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software, Paramatch, and Local Lifestyle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second innings of our final match today on the ECN network. We've currently 6 live matches a day, 4 in Cyprus, 2 in Gibraltar, and the first innings has been completed in this one. Has to be said, it was slow going. I know this network, we have some crazy scores and everything, but 60 for 7, meaning it's bonus point time, baby. And Tariq, to get that, they will need to get to 61 in 7 overs or less. I don't think they're going to be restricted to 42 or less. I think Rugby CC can give up that ghost, but this is exactly why we have brought in the bonus point system. For games like this, it's not always going to be close, but now it does add an extra layer. And Rugby CC, I think they'll be trying to obviously restrict them under 60, but if they don't do that, at least try and make them chase it in 7.1 overs. So we're almost set to go. Looks like Ramage has got... Gently pushed into the offside. Just the single for Bruce. So Hillman, I was really impressed with Hillman in the first innings with his keeping. What can he do here with the bat? Him and Bruce, handy opening pair. Well, that's what he can do. He can whack it hard, but there's deep mid on in place, and Ian Ladden does the mopping up. So just another 1 to the total. Yeah, this is why the bonus point is an interesting layer. To get the full 4 points, there's an extra layer in our format of cricket now, and 7 overs to chase this down. Shot. Really nice cricket shot. Good bit of fielding. Could be run out. Could be close. Well, the bails are off. The zinger bails are lighting up. They might have a cheeky look at this, but I'm pretty sure that Hillman's got his back grounded and he's got through quick enough. Nice shot from Louis Bruce. And yeah, that's how you're meant to run between the wickets, kids. Anyone at home watching, slide your bat in like that. We see too many times players don't ground their bat, but nice and safe there. Good to see Stuart in the chat saying, is there going to be any commentator catches tonight? Be difficult to take a catch from the studio, but I'm not going to give up just yet. You never know. Nice shot from Hillman this time. Hard down the ground. He's going to get 4 for his troubles. Extremely powerful. It was an over-pitched ball from Ramage. Didn't stick a left hand out, which he could have done maybe. Yeah, the hands on the heads. I think it's like a flash of light went straight past him. I think maybe could have put a left hand out there, but decided not to. 4 runs. This time it's going to be more runs. Really nice cricket stroke. That's going to go away for another boundary. So back-to-back boundaries for Hillman, who's having a good game with the gloves, a good game with the bat. And right now, Ramage just bowling a few too many half volleys. That one hit into the offside. That'll just be a quick single. So pretty eventful first over. Rugby CC, they don't have many runs on the board. 14 runs already conceded. 48 games since our previous golden ball. Remember, in the last few years, we've been going through some droughts. Has to be said, but hopefully this year, it's a golden ball year. That would be very exciting. Love to get a big golden ball in the final. Maybe in the ECL final or ECC or ECCW. Wouldn't that be exciting? Deep mid off in play, so a little bit different compared to the other teams with the deep mid off, deep mid wicket. A lot of other teams have operated with the deep mid on and deep mid wicket, so it does leave a bit of a gap, and there's that gap right there on your screens now. So Advani coming in. Nice looking stroke and good bit of fielding there. Gets his body on the line. And, well, when you've got not many runs on the board, you have to be 100% all the time. That's as a party there at cover. That's a good job. Good question from Mike Seal in the chat saying, Corey, are they paying you overtime? And I'll take that up with management, that's for sure. Nice looking stroke again, and this time it's hit for the space at cover. Very good. No way. Yeah, yeah. Advani just needs to be careful with his length. A little bit too full at the moment. So 2 balls left in this over. And I think this is going to be caught behind. Well, I thought I heard a noise, and he's gone up to the third umpire, but, well, I'm pretty sure they're checking the stumped. You have to, you can't, I'm surprised that the standing umpire's called for the third umpire. I heard a little bit of a noise, but they're going to check the stumping here. He caught it. He went up for the catch and then thought about the stumping, but he's going to be safe. Interesting one. It's a rolling leg cutter. There was a big noise. The keeper went straight up, but this is going to be not out. You'd have to think if it's not given out from the standing umpire for caught behind, he's going to be safe on the stumping. So last ball of the second. Hit away out to mid-on and a little bit of a misfield. So they'll just get through for one. A little bit of controversy here. Maybe Louis Bruce did get a tickle on that, but given not out. 2 overs complete here at the Rock. I've got that as over. And that would be Advani's over complete. 6 runs off it, 20 for none. Having a look at the table here, Sloggers at 15 points. Tarek are looking to chase this down in 7 overs, and if they do, they'll get 4 more points, which will add on to the total, take them to top spot on 18. So looking forward to seeing if they can chase this down, and this is why we love the bonus point. Just adding that extra layer to the run chasers and to the game completely. Looks like my favourite bowler's coming in, Double A. The battery man, can he pick up a wicket? Louis Bruce going to be on strike. He's 7 off 7. Hillman 13 off 5. Shot. Isn't that a shot? Well, it was short. It sat up. It deserved to be here. And isn't that a great attempt? The birthday boy, Avanesh Pai, out there has tried to take a screamer. Did he get to it on full? Nice attempt from Avanesh Pai, but 6 runs to the total. Again, Whippington's nice shot, but he's going to pick out the fielder this time. It's just going to be a single. So a 6 and a 1. A few people in the chat saying they didn't hear my answer about the overtime pay. I think that is the ECN robot also listening and making sure they keep me under wraps. I've had to do 2 long stints at commentary school. Oh, that's a terrible delivery. That's a real Gundy ball, and Hillman's not going to miss out on that. 4 more to the total. Down the leg side. dragging it down. There's a batter. All you have to do is catch up with it. You can see in the replay here, really drags this down, clips it beautifully. Easy pickings, and that bonus point is 30 runs away in the next 4.3 overs, and you'd have to say they're more than likely going to get it. Oh, bonus runs even more. Unfortunately, it's just not been rugby's night. That's going to be a boundary as well. Despairing dive out there, top effort. That'll be 5 wides. I'll give a 10 out of 10 for the effort from Dylan Taylor out there, who was trying to do the mopping up. It went under Marple's, sort of nutmegged the keeper. Yeah, have a look here. Full on dive, tried to tap it back, missed the ball. And that's going to be 5 wides. Shot. Yeah, just sitting up, and Louis Bruce pretty casually and calmly pops that over the leg side for 6. Looks like we might be on for an early finish tonight. It was short, it was down the leg side, and that is just hit me bowling. Louis Bruce is too good a player to miss out on that. Aditeo Atatoli batted the whole first innings for 22 not out of 26. He's now bowled 5 balls for 23. What a game. Down the ground, catching opportunity, and it is taken. Louis Brew will have to go. That will give the AA battery man a little bit of respite. Louis Bruce looked to smack that one over the offside, doing the team thing, trying to get the bonus point. And cloths it straight to mid-off, so a wicket will go. Rugby CC finally have something to smile about. .43 for 1, 18 runs required. That over picking up a wicket but still going for 23, so just a matter of time. 4 overs to score another 18 runs. You'd imagine they'll do that and pick up the whole 4 points. But while we get to the end of another day of ECN cricket in the ECN universe, if you've got any late questions in, feel free. See lots of us in the chat, lots of the moderators, Jules, John, Dave, Mike, Stuart. Good to have the loyal supporters watching as always. Lucas Goulding's come out at number 3. Gets an opportunity to have a hit here. Ian Latton's got the ball in hand. Looks like he'll bowl a little bit of spin. Plenty of flight from Ian Latton. Sort of slow rolling leg spinner. Sort of like a poor man Lorne Burns, but not too much energy in the bowling action. Just got to try and land it in the right spot. You can see still vigorously changing that field, but it's a little bit too little too late. Oh no, not again. Not an easy night for Rugby CC. It's nutmegged the keeper twice, and, well, top effort that. Saves a couple of extra runs. Body on the line stuff, considering more than likely not going to win this game. And will go down as buys. Hasn't been Too easy for Marples with the gloves. So 46 on the board now. That's better hands. Well done to the keeper. And a big appeal here. Convinced that he's got a bit of a stumping and we will go up. A little bit of a delay there from the umpire to look at the square leg. Let's have a look from side on. As Ian Latin just burgled himself a late wicket here. I like an answer, and the answer is no. Foot's grounded. The keeper was very, very confident. But the foot was a little bit twitchy, never really lifted and sort of slid across the ground. So not out for me, not out for the umpires, and not out for everyone. Bowled. Well, Ian Latin did bring himself into the attack to have a little bit of a trundle at the back end here, and he has picked himself up a wicket. Full straight, not too much spin, and that will be the second dismissal of this innings. Keeping it pretty simple, Latin. There's not too many revs on the ball, but if you put it in a good spot, you might pick up a wicket, and that's exactly what he's done now. Unfortunately, it's a bit of Derek walking off Lucas Goulding. He'll have to go back to the drawing board. He's out for a duck. Does give Garrett an opportunity with the bat, who bowled extremely well earlier tonight, picking up 2 wickets. Still reminding people that obviously the bonus point is in play here. 15 runs required. They've got to somehow make sure they do it in the next 3.2 overs. You imagine they would. Garrett's got an opportunity up the order here. And he's gone. Well, you get an opportunity up the order, and Latin is literally bowling right arm leg spin that's skidding on, not really turning. It's slow, it's straight, and it's effective. 2 in 2. Have a look at this. Rolling leg spinner. It just drops on him a little bit maybe, and he's going to be on a hat-trick. Dare say, if you're Ian Latin, you've just got to try and get this full and straight, and potentially you can get yourself on the honours board. This is going to be a golden derrick, unfortunately. And it's a pretty quick golden derrick as he has to depart. Garrett gets an opportunity up the order, plays across it, has to go. Well, at the start of the over, I said Ian Latin is a poor man, Lorne Burns. He has a chance to join him with these slow leg spin, and that would be a nice moment. I know those two are quite good friends as well. So can Latin bowl this slow leg spin, full and straight, and get a carbon copy dismissal? Bowling to Joseph Wayne. Here we go, hat-trick bowl. And that is the easiest hat-trick you'll ever see in the cricket universe. It is slow, it is straight, and Joseph Wayne opts to go with the edge of the bat. It's a brave option. Let's see if it pays off. Well, it doesn't. It was as slow and straight as you can imagine. 3 dismissal away, and for some reason, Joseph Wayne's gone with the edge of the bat here. Yeah, not easy to play that stroke, and Ian Latin will take one of the easiest hat-tricks you'll ever see in the ECN universe. Probably getting a little bit too cute for himself there, Joseph. And Golden Derrick will reappear. It looks like Lorne Burns will be joined on the honours board. And you see it all. There's the raise of the bat for the Golden Derrick. I'm glad he's got a smile on his face, that's for sure. So the score now, remarkably, is 46 for 4. And I don't know what I've just witnessed in the last 3 deliveries. There's the man on your screen. The second hat-trick of 2024. 2 leg spinners, you could say. Oh, boy. Looks like Sims has come out now to bat at the non-strikers end. Simpson's got the ball in hand. Can we get 4 wickets in 4 balls? The answer's no, but they're going to stick with the leg spin. This is what's coming up tomorrow. We're out to Cyprus. Charlie Hunt and Rico Full doing a great job out there. Royal Sissi playing Nicosia, whatever, fighters. And Punjab Lighters against Amdoc CC. Those two commentators will have a lot of fun out there. I've been listening in and glad they're enjoying themselves with the ECN crew. I think Sam Williams, Meta Dalb, Stefan Gooch, all out there. Good crew. Enjoying the sun of Cyprus. Very jealous. Sims, who probably wasn't fancying a bat about 10 minutes ago, finds himself out there in the middle. This time pushed into the offside just for a single. But yeah, you imagine Latton's going to bowl the next over as well, and he'll be wanting to continue these wicket fest. He's bowled 1 over. He's got 3 for 1. One thing they have done is just put themselves under a little bit of pressure if they are going to get this bonus point. They should still get there. Oh, shot down the ground, but just the single. There he is, the hat-trick hero. Simpson just losing his line wide down the leg side. So 10 runs to go to wrap up another day. And there it is on the screen. Still 1 ball left in this over, but Latton 3 for 1. Nice looking shot that from Sims as it's in a big pocket of space. He'll get 4 for his troubles. That'll get him closer to the total. 6 runs required now. It's a nice looking stroke down the ground. Turns it into a half volley. Pumps it for 4. Good call from Mr. Maximo Vinny Sando. Maybe Burns is a poor man's Ian Latton. Yeah, I've probably got it wrong. Respectfully pushed into the offside just for a single. It might be an overthrow here if they're alert, but they'll settle for the 1. 5 overs down, 5 runs to go. And the score is 56 for 4. Well, there was one man that didn't want the runs to be chased in that over. That's Latton, because he's got the ball in hand. He's marching to the top of his mark now. He's got a chance of a pretty elusive 4 in 4. Let's just say more of the same. This will be a slow leg spinner, probably on middle stump. And if he can do that, maybe he picks up 4 in 4. Here we go. Oh, it was on the money as well. Carve and copy. That'll be a single to Sims. So 4 runs in the next 11 deliveries will give them the bonus point. And a clean sweep tonight for Tariq. On the leg side, and maybe a little bit of bat on this. We'll have to wait and see if the umpire calls this leg buys. It's close to the glove as he looked for that sweep shot. Signalled leg buys in the end. So 3 to get. Can Sims finish this with a bit of a flurry? Shot. Does he have enough legs? You bet he doesn't, because Ian Latton is the danger man with the leg spin bowling. It was hit hard, it was hit flat, and he's got 4 for 2. This is remarkable. It's slow, it's straight, but it's effective. Sims hit that pretty well. Straight to the fielder. full and you keep it straight, anything can happen. 4 for 2. Jackson, he's out there in the middle now. I'm not too sure if we've had many 5-wicket hauls this year. I know Lorne's got one. Could this be the second 5-wicket? Or maybe we've had one in Cyprus. There we go. Back to what he does best. A big loopy full toss. It might be no ball 4, I imagine. And that will do it. That'll be a bonus point victory for Tarek, who, well, lost 5 wickets in the chase. Jackson's very happy with himself. He has got his bat in the air, and that is game, set, match. Ladden will finish with a remarkable figures of 4 for 6, or 4 for 7, sorry, which I was not expecting, but overall, credit has to go to Tarek. They bowled well, they fielded well, they batted well enough. They'll get the bonus point victory. They'll get all 4 points, and they will walk away as victors. Big smiles on their face. This is tomorrow night. Pirates taking on Bavaria. Vinny Sandhu will be there on the ground, commentating match 15 and match 16. 6:45 p.m. local time and 8:45 p.m. local time are the 2 games. So tune in tomorrow night for that, as this is also what we've got coming up in Cyprus. Charlie Hunt and Rico Full doing a fantastic job out there in the sun with the ECN crew. And match 33 through to 36 as that gets closer to their finals time, day 9 of 12. So do tune in, 6 live games tomorrow night. Great to see these 2 teams in similar looking kits, still with plenty of sportsmanship. And Ian Ladden, he walks off with a hat-trick. What a funny old game this was. Having a look at the highlights, well, did think that this was going to be chased down pretty quickly when the opening partnership of 43 off 3 overs between Louis Bruce and his partner Alexander Hillman. They came out, they hit it to all parts. They did their job. There's some good fielding on the line, but overall the openers looked like they were going to cruise to a 10-wicket victory. That wasn't to be the case. Louis Bruce hit some nice shots over the leg side, 2 sixes in his innings, until this one clothed it straight to mid-off. He had to go. Good catch from Singh. And then this is when it started to get all a little bit too funky for me. Latin came in to bowl, and he's finished with remarkable figures of 4 for 7 with a hat-trick. At this stage, it was still only 1 wicket down, and then here we go. He got on a roll, kept it full and straight, picked up the first one. Next ball, a bit fuller, another wicket, and then we thought, is he going to get a hat-trick here? And you bet ya, the old French cricket style shot. And he had to go. That was unfortunate for Joseph Wayne, who got a golden derrick with Niall Garrett. Sims came out. He made 7 off 5. Jake Jackson hit the winning boundary over point. This was the final wicket to fall. Sims being caught at team hit off by Singh. Jackson hitting the winning run, saluting his team. He picked up the bonus point for his team with a good all-round effort with bat, with ball. And that was game, set, match. What a funny night of cricket. Let's have a quick look at the scorecards ropes up. As I mentioned, the 2 openers were off to a flyer, 20 off 11 and 21 off 12. Then we had a crazy hat-trick. Ladden picking up 4 wickets in a row, 11 extras, but most important, 63 off 5.3. They have done it. They've got the bonus point. They pick up all 4 points. Well done to Tarek, who will go to top of the table. Let's have a closer look at the bowling scorecard, shall we? And overall, there was one man, 4 for 7. Yeah, quite remarkable. With a hat-trick, he goes on the honours board. Ian Ladden didn't make many runs tonight, but showed his bowling prowess. 63 for 5. I'll give some credit to Rugby CC, who gave it their all, considering they didn't have many runs on the board. To pick up 5 wickets is a good effort. And they'll go back to the drawing board and hope that they can do it all again in a couple of days' time when they're back on the fixture list, and maybe even in the finals time. So that does bring the end to another fantastic day of European cricket. It was a 5-wicket win in the evening fixture for Tarek. We've had 4 live games in Cyprus. We've had 2 live games in Gibraltar, 6 live games overall. I want to say a big thank you to all the ECM Blue crew who are in Cyprus, in Gibraltar. Well done to everyone. It takes a lot of moving hands to make this production work. A big thank you to all the commentators, Charlie, Rico and Vinny, who have been fantastic today, to the umpires, to Spring Productions, who seem to be able to make everything happen. They're magicians. Everyone at the ECN studio, it's been a pleasure being invited in here. And overall, I just think it's been another fantastic day on our ECN platform, and I hope you can all tune again tomorrow, Thursday, 6 live games. It'll all kick off in Cyprus in the morning with Rico Full, Charlie Hunt. And from me, it's a goodbye for now, a good night, and I hope you all have a great evening.